Oh, I am live. Would you look at that? Oh, wow. I need to change this thumbnail. This is not the thumbnail that I need. Yeah, that probably works. Right? Yeah, probably. I don't even have my chat open. I don't even know if anybody's tuning in right now. Maybe I'm sitting here talking to myself. Let me take a look. Oh! Oh, yo, there, wow, there everybody is. Jeez. Okay, hold up. Everybody here say hi. Everybody in the chat. Oh my goodness. I can't believe that. Hello. Goodness gracious. Look at all of you guys. I can't believe this. Hello, everyone. Wow. The last time I did a live stream here on YouTube, I think the channel had 100,000 subscribers, and now we have 405,000, and the chat is just like, it's like a machine gun is going off. Okay, let me get the dog in here. Let me get my dog. Vodka, come on in, sweetheart. There you go. Come on. There you go. Look at that. Okay. Wow, I can't believe there's so many people here already. Jeez Louise, this is nuts. Okay, do I need to do anything before we get going? I feel like I should link this out real quick. Oh, I should post the link to this on Twitter. And then I want to say hi to you guys. I'm going to say hi to every single person here. Watching Trump's congressional address. Link below. There. I think tonight's going to be a very fun night. I've had a great day so far today. My wife got her hair done. She dyed it. Slightly blonder. Not like red or purple or pink or anything, God forbid. It's slightly blonde. And so that means I was taking care of the kids for about 4 hours. I was like a single dad. Okay, yeah, I'll post that on Twitter. Okay, but now we're hanging out, and now we're gonna watch Trump's congressional speech to the joint chambers of Congress. Goodness. Also, I have to say real quick, every time I upload a video here on YouTube, there are people that pop up in the comments. They say, "Are you AI? Are you an artificial intelligence construct? Are you a robot? Are you procedurally generated? Do you even have a right ear? Do you have a right ear? Because you're always looking like this at the camera. You're always looking at this angle, and we never see your right." Guess what? I have a right ear. Guess what? I do have a right ear. So now we can put it to rest. Okay. All right. Let me take a look at the chat here. And I want to say hi to everybody. I see Rio. Hey, thanks. I see this. I see Turbo Dad. It's Turbo. We know him. We like him. I see Night Song. I see Anthony, Danielle, Daniel D'Amico. I see Burning Man. I see Gabriella Nicola. Oh my God, everybody. It's moving too fast. I see Infamous. I see Matt Mittens. I see Chocolate. I see Dixie. Tonight's going to be a very nice night. There's my beautiful wife, Plathy, in the chat. The most beautiful woman in the world. We have Daniel Stresser. We have How We Runner. We have Sarah Metcalf. Hi from Arkansas. Everybody post your state. I'm from Oregon, but I live in Washington now. So there's my hat. Pacific Northwest, we represent. But yeah, everybody post your state. We have Kentucky represent. West Virginia represent. Las Vegas, Nevada, North Carolina, Puerto Rico. Hola, ¿cómo estás? Bien, y tú? Gracias. Arizona from California. Sorry, hey, hopefully things get better, bro. Hopefully we can turn that state around. But you know what? I think we can. Chat, do you believe it? Do you believe that we can turn California around? Are we going to fix California? I think we can. I'm optimistic. I think it can be done. It's going to be tough. It's going to be very tough, but I think it can be done. Someday, hopefully in my lifetime. So in the next 50 years or so, hopefully we can do that. Turn Colorado. Yeah, then first we're coming for California. Then we're coming for Oregon. Then we're coming for Washington. Then we're going to turn Colorado red. And then we're going to turn New Mexico red. And then we're coming for New York. And then we're coming for Maine. And then we're coming for Vermont. Then we're going to turn every single state red. All of them, one by one. Okay. Remember that? Who posted that? Dude, that's a good one. I haven't thought about that in a long time. Okay. And then we're coming for Canada. Just kidding. Okay, so here's what I want to do. Here's what we need to do. I need to kind of hold up. On YouTube, can I pop out my chat so I can have it over here? Pop out. Yeah, I can. Okay, cool. Then, the thing I want to do is, that's me. Nobody wants to look at me. Can I do that? Can I flip on my webcam? Not there. There I am. Okay. Whoa, Dan Holmblad. He's a supporter. I think that means he's a subscriber. I think that's $4.99. So actually, it's funny you do that, Dan. I think you're my very first supporter subscriber here on YouTube. I appreciate that a lot. I actually got that functionality set up last night. Also, last night I got the little check mark next to my name, so now I'm officially a YouTuber, I guess. I'm a big boy YouTuber. I have supporters. There's a supporter. Look at that. That's my wife. Sweetie, you're just subscribing to this channel. You're subscribing to me with our money. That's my wife. So really, we're just losing money when you do. But you know what? That's fine. Whatever. That's the way that it goes. Okay. Alvi, thank you. Now I feel like I need to get some alerts, some notifications, some rewards, maybe some emotes if you subscribe. That's a big deal. Thank you guys. Thank you. I never would have guessed. Okay, so I'm making sure everything is set up here. Okay, the webcam is in the right spot. I'm down here. So when they get going, we are just going to watch this, and we're going to sit here and kind of react to it together as a community. I can't believe we have 1,000. Dude, 1,000 people here. We've been live for 7 minutes. That's crazy. Anything but Twitch. Man, I am just so... just not a big fan of Twitch. In fact, can we talk about Twitch here for a second? Twitch, after 24 hours, unsuspended the guy that was telling his audience to go out and kill, literally to assassinate a sitting member of the Senate. They banned him for 24 hours, and then they unbanned him. So, somebody knocking on my front door here. Give me 1 second. Sorry, real quick. Oh, okay. Sorry, it's one of the kids. It's one of my kids banging around. He says he didn't do it. Well, I mean, the thing is, you can all just see him do it. The kids are banging around upstairs. Okay. So anyway, yeah, I'm just not really a big fan of Twitch. What can you say? But I am a big fan of you guys here on YouTube. So that's great. 484 likes, 1,048 viewers. That's a great ratio. Yeah, I think, dude, I'm astounded so many of you guys are tuning in tonight. This is going to be a great night. So thank you all for tuning in. Dan Holmblad. That name sounds very Holmblad. Holmblad. Is that a German last name? Listen, Dankeschön, mein Freund. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Thank you. I appreciate that. 10 gifted subs. Thank you very much. That really means a lot. Your pop is beautiful. Thank you. You know what? Real quick. I think we're going to get another one. I think we're going to be getting a little German Shepherd puppy here pretty soon. Can you see that? Look at that. Look at that dog back there. She's 9 years old. She just turned 9 in October. And I think it's time to get a little puppy. But anyway, no, thank you guys for tuning in. It's really nice. I have to say, we have so many new people here to the community. I'll give you guys sort of like a little bit of an intro. I've been a full-time streamer over on Twitch for 8 years. Mostly predominantly doing gaming content, really playing World of Warcraft, if you guys have ever heard of World of Warcraft. But also for the last 3 or 4 years, I've been talking politics while playing World of Warcraft. And so there was kind of a crossover, but now it's full-time politics, full-time saving this country. Hold up, who just gifted, dude, what a jutsu just gifted 5. Dude, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, I appreciate that a lot. Thank you very much. Bro, we missed the WoW. Yeah, listen, I hate to say it, I don't actually play any games at all anymore. Can I tell you something kind of funny? I was sitting here 2 nights ago and I had like a half hour of spare time, and so I booted up a video game. The first video game that I was gonna play in like 3 months, and it was Warhammer 40K Space Marine. And I booted up, I was playing this mission for like 5 minutes, and then another guy joined the game, and he started talking on the microphone in Spanish. And I couldn't understand anything he said. And also I heard his like mom yelling at him in Spanish. Like I heard him. So I'm hearing like an entire Mexican family yelling at each other through the microphone. I'm like, no. And so I just immediately closed out of the game. Alt F4, I'm gone. All right, that's enough. I've had enough video games for the day. Goodbye. Hasta luego. Hasta mañana. Charles Danger is here in the chat. Thank you, Charles. Good to see you. Thank you. Thomas Downard, thank you. Also the new supporter. A lot of new supporters. Thank you. We're going to win. Okay, so listen, can we talk about the congressional address here real quick? 2 days ago, maybe yesterday or two. Okay, so Trump has said in the past, in the last 24 hours, Trump has said he's going to be making a massive announcement. We're going to be getting a massive announcement, a big announcement today. What is it going to be? What are we going to hear about? What is the massive, the colossal, the monumental Trump announcement? President Trump. If I had to guess, if I had to take a shot in the dark, I would bet that we are leaving NATO. I would bet that he is pulling the plug on NATO. Yeah, you think NATO? I think NATO. I don't think he's gonna drop the Epstein bombshell. He could, but I don't think it's gonna be Epstein. Oh, you know another thing? He could announce that we are going to be strategically striking cartel operations inside of Mexico. That might be the big news also. Ladies and gentlemen, President Trump here. We're going to start using Predator drones to bomb the cartel or something. That it could be something like that. So my top two, yeah, I think it's NATO, we're leaving NATO, or we are going to start bombing the cartel. Something like that. But we got to see. Who knows what it is. ATAX, hey, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Really, I just can't believe how kind everyone has been over here on YouTube. It's just been a colossal amount of support as of late. Rebecca Whalen, thank you. Thank you. Speaking of support, there's a supporter. Thank you. He's announcing the end of democracy. You think he's going to get up there and say, I am the new dictator. This is now the Trump empire. Democracy is over. I am the dictator. The Democrats were right. He's going to get up there and say, Chuck Schumer was right. Nancy Pelosi was right. I'm the dictator of America. Yeah, I don't think so. I think he's probably not going to do that. But you know, I don't know. You never know. Daniel Strasser, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. You know what? Listen, I have to say, I've been live now on YouTube here for 14 minutes. You guys are being so nice tonight that you're making me want to stream on YouTube like at least once a week and do a little community check-in. It's like, dude, it's been 15 minutes. You guys are just coming out of the woodwork. Everybody's being nice. So I don't know, maybe I'm being convinced to stream a little bit. I've just been so, you guys want to see what I've been doing all day, literally 12 hours a day. I do this. Here, this is what I do. This is actually today's YouTube video about Hakeem Jeffries. All I do is I sit here and I edit videos. I'm a very boring guy. 12 hours a day, and I'm writing up my video scripts. I write it all out. I come up with everything. But you know, I really should stream a little bit. Here, we can watch here. Historic inflation, rising interest rates, skyrocketing grocery. Whoa! Oh my God! Skyrocketing grocery prices. Okay. Oh my God. Okay. Well, I mean, we have about 40 minutes until this thing starts. I think we should probably find the best stream. I'm not sure which stream here is going to be the best, because there's like 10 of them that we can watch together. You come off as being very genuine. Can I be honest with you? I get the impression that a lot of people in the political commentary ecosystem are maybe not super sincere with their political beliefs. I hate progressives. I don't want to say that I'm driven by hate. I don't want to say that hate runs my life, but I hate progressives. And so I am so happy. I am so happy that you guys, everybody watching the YouTube videos and tuning in and following and subscribing, I'm very, very lucky that you guys have given me the opportunity to help contribute to the downfall of progressivism. I'm very, very lucky. I'm very fortunate. So I'm doing my patriotic duty. You guys are allowing me, you're helping me do my patriotic duty. So God bless the United States of America. And we are destroying progressivism day by day, every single day. And that's what it's all about. Lumidorf, we like Lumi. I gotta blow my nose. My nose is very stuffy. Lumi's a fellow Oregonian. Excuse me. Excuse me. Jeez. You know, I'm actually allergic to dogs. Funny story. But I have a German Shepherd. You can't not have a dog. You gotta have a dog. Even if you are allergic to them, it's still worth it. I'd rather have watery eyes and a stuffy nose all day and have a dog and still have a dog than not have a dog and be able to breathe properly. It's worth it. The sacrifice is worth it to have a dog. We want the UAP files. Yeah, true. Yeah, what's up with that? Yeah, I want to hear about aliens. Okay, I want to hear about the RFK. I want to hear about the JFK assassination. I want to hear about aliens. I want to hear about the drones over in New Jersey a couple months ago. I want to hear about Jeffrey Epstein. Of course, we're not learning any of that tonight. We're not going to hear about any of that tonight. We kind of talked about this earlier. Tonight, I think probably what we hear about is that we are going to be leaving NATO. That's my guess. That's my guess. You might be allergic from vitamin deficiency. You want to know something? I take a multivitamin every day. This is actually here. It's funny you mentioned vitamin deficiency. Do you guys want to see something kind of cool? I had a package show up on my doorstep today, and I haven't actually opened it yet, but I think it's something that I ordered last night here. I have maybe some of you know more about this than I do. I really don't know a whole lot about this, but I've been looking into they're called nootropics. It's like supplements, like dietary supplements that kind of make your brain operate at a higher level. It increases your cognitive function, I guess. And so last night, I just opened this. Last night I ordered a bunch of nootropics, and they showed up in the mail today. So pretty much what this is, yeah, it's just a bunch of pills, A bunch of nootropic pills, snake oil. Yeah, you're right. You're probably right. I have no idea if any of this stuff does anything. Here, you know what? We'll play a game because we have about a half hour still. How about this? I'm going to pull one out. I'm going to read off the name, and you guys tell me if it's good or bad. Okay? So we'll do a little test run here. NATO kinase. Good or bad? NATO kinase. Good or bad? I think good. And by the way, NATO kinase is actually for your heart. This is the one non-nootropic I ordered. It's for your heart. Good. I think good. I think it's good. Okay, how about this one here? This is turmeric curcumin. Sorry, the green screen is kind of being weird here, my little overlay, but turmeric curcumin. Good or bad? Good. Excellent. Everybody's saying, okay, all right, okay. This is kind of a fun game. Okay, how about this one here? This is organic bacopa. Does anybody know what that is? Bacopa. Good? Very good. Good. Everybody's saying good. No idea. Turmeric, good. No idea. Okay. No clue. All right, well, I feel like most people said good. What about this is ginkgo biloba. Ginkgo biloba. That's kind of a funny name. Good. Everybody's saying good. All right, okay, moving on. All right. See, I did my research. And by research I mean I watched a couple YouTube videos. Oh gosh. This GABA L-theanine, ashwagandha, tryptophan. Yeah, I feel like I'm casting a spell. GABA, L-tryptophan, L-theanine, ashwagandha. I feel like I'm a Harry Potter wizard or something. And then this is the final one. Okay, this one maybe is controversial. Lion's mane. Lion's mane mushroom. It's like a ground up mushroom, I guess. Good? Controversial, I don't know. Good. Calming? Okay. So I've never taken any of these before, so I don't know. Maybe I don't know what's gonna happen. Maybe they're gonna blow my mind. Let me get rid of these here. I think we should kind of just start listening to this. I want to see what they're talking about. Maybe there's some news being discussed already.
Down with the cause when it comes to the president's America First agenda, which, let's not forget, was vastly different than what we saw most centrist Republicans talking about at the time. You flash forward to 2025, the Trump White House is departing the White House any moment. They really put those last 4 years under President Biden to good use. They were able to identify thousands of quote-unquote loyal political.
Give the supplements to the dog. If the dog starts speaking English, they are good. Dude, listen, I'm scared. I have a German Shepherd dog. My wife is German, and my two children are half American, half German. I step out of my office and I go upstairs and I say, hey, what's going on? And they're all speaking German. Everybody upstairs, my entire family, they're all upstairs speaking German. I don't know what they're saying. I feel like they're up to something. I don't know if I can trust them.
And I'm curious to see if they'll be able to pick up the momentum.
Oh, you know what we should do real quick? I want to do a little test. I want to do a delay test. Okay, so hear me out. When you hear me say a certain number, I want you to post the number in the chat. Okay? And this guy is spamming the chat. Calm down. When you hear me say a number, I want you to post that number in the chat. So get ready for it. Be ready. 42. 1, 2, 3. Okay. All right. Okay. So see, I counted out. There's like a 3. Whoa! Look at you guys. Let's call it a 4-second delay. Let's be fair. I think there's a 4-second delay. So everything I say, you guys hear it 4 seconds afterwards. Okay, I can work with that. That's fine. It's not live, but it's almost live. We're mostly live. Oh, you know what? And then another massive wave of people just started posting 42 in the chat. So here's what I think is going on. I think we have a divide between people that are watching the stream on a computer and then people that are watching the stream maybe on a phone or on a television. I think the phone and television viewers are delayed, and the computer viewers, yeah, they're a little bit, they're closer to real time. I think that's kind of how it is. So we have a little bit of a divide. Tiny bit, little bit. Stay safe. Stay safe. Matt Morris. Stay safe is my gamer name. Are you not streaming on Kick anymore? Here's the problem. Oh, is that Trump right there? Yeah, okay. Trump has entered the Beast. The Beast is the name of his presidential car, whatever you call it. There he is. There he is. There he is. So I guess this thing has like 8-inch thick titanium plated metal, bulletproof. It's like rocket launcher proof. It's nuclear bomb proof. You could drop a nuclear bomb on this thing. Yeah, it's like pretty much a tank. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Whoa. Dude, speaking of, oh, you can see him. There he is. Thumbs up. Come on, give us a thumbs up. No, the camera's in the way. Way to go. Way to go, camera 1BA. Ruining the shot. Okay, so he is now driving from the White House over to the Capitol building. If I remember right, that's like 8 blocks. So I don't know. He's got a 10-minute drive until he gets there, and he's going to go talk to the joint members of Congress, the Senate and the House, all the Democrats, all the Republicans. He's talking to all of them. Now, here's a question. Do you think we're going to have any Democrat or progressive antics? Are we going to have any crazy, radical, progressive politicians stand up and boo him, boo? Are they going to do anything crazy or weird that's going to cause some type of drama or problem? Wouldn't surprise me. These guys are freaking crazy. Wouldn't surprise me. This stream here has 119,000 people. Wow. This has 364,000. Whoa. I'm gonna unmute and listen for a second here.
Now, one of the things the White House is saying is they've been able to identify $65 billion, they say, in savings just through DOGE. And that's not
more.
Only
It's
the
105.
and the furloughs of federal employees, but this is also what they say, the elimination of unnecessary programs, things like leases on federal buildings.
So check this out. All of the savings that DOGE has made so far, they actually live log, update all of them on doge.gov. So if you guys go to doge.gov, it's an official U.S. government website that is maintained by the Department of Government Efficiency. They have saved $105 billion so far. And then if you divide it out per taxpayer, $652 per taxpayer. And they've only been Trump has only been in the White House for like, what, 2 months now? Something like that? What, 2.5 months? I don't know. I can't do math. But it's impressive so far. And then they actually have the receipts for everything. So this is one contract that they terminated. And we can take a look at it. If we load this here. Uh-huh. And then if you care to read through all of this, there it is. Impressive. Hey, I have a question for you guys. Is anybody else here craving a coffee? Is anybody else here craving for your lovely wife or your beautiful wife to go into the kitchen and make you a coffee, make you a nice warm coffee? Because that's something that I'm craving for my lovely wife to go and make me a cup of coffee. That sounds like that's a real good idea. That sounds like a great idea. I will get right to it. There she is. And she's gonna do it. There, all I had to do was a little wink wink. Okay, Okay, let's see what these guys are saying.
He has, mounted this more aggressive stance on Ukraine. Peace is the ultimate goal, the administration says. And even today, the president said he is still interested in a rare earth minerals deal with Ukraine. He believes this is a doorway to get both sides to stop this war. And he said ultimately that is the goal, despite, all the flurry of activity on Friday.
And by the way, it sounds like Mr. Vladimir Zelensky, the dictator of Ukraine, it sounds like he has decided to put away his attitude. And he's kind of come around. And now he's pretty much saying, please take my minerals. Please, Mr. President Trump, please. We want to give you our minerals now. He's come full circle after the little attitude that he showed the other day.
Through tonight,
please take my minerals.
Well, I mean, the president makes news anytime he takes the podium of the House of Representatives for a joint session like this. And, one of the remarkable things I don't think we've, talked about a lot is how early in this administration address like this is. Typically a president would wait to the end of his 100 days. Andrew, we're not even at 50 days right now before, the president of the United States is taking this bully pulpit tonight. It is a bit of a risk. Because they are still rolling out initiatives and plans day by day. Just a couple of hours ago, Washington, D.C. was kind of rocked when a list came out from the General Services Administration, which is kind of the real estate arm of the federal government. Well, at one point, there were 400 buildings that were listed on this website tonight, saying that these were properties that were no longer of use to the federal government. One of them was the Department of Justice on Pennsylvania Avenue. Now, a short time later, that list was revised. DOJ disappeared from that list. But, one of the other properties on it was the old post office building, which one time served as the old Trump Hotel. So, there's a lot going on. This is
beautiful
rapid
statues
motion in Washington, D.C. It is very likely
I've got to say, though,
the president will go off script at some point.
Chat, question here. Bronze statues versus marble statues. Bronze, marble. Oh, there's J.D. Vance. There's Chuck Schumer. We love him. Everybody's here. There's Thune. Anyway, I'm a marble guy. Back to the statue conversation. I'm a marble guy.
Staff. So, that is one of the surprises you always get when President Trump speaks steps to the microphone. You never really quite know what he's going to say, Andrew.
All right, and Tom, we just saw Vice President Vance and some of these members of the Senate walk in, both Republicans.
Just walked in front of me here.
And Democrats. Oh, yeah, they walked in front of you. So, Tom, for those who aren't familiar of the Capitol geography, where are you in relation to all this?
Well, where we are right now, we are in Statuary Hall. Statuary Hall is just outside the door of the House of Representatives. At one time, this was the House of Representatives. The wings of the building that currently house the United States Senate and the House of Representatives, well, they were created and built during the Civil War in 1865. So prior to 1865, right where we're standing right now, this is where...
Why are people posting 42? Don't do it. Don't post 42. Something crazy will happen if you do that. Don't do it.
Occupied this room. They had their desks
you don't want to do that.
away from where I'm standing right now. There are actually brass plaques in the floor, Andrew, of every congressman who later went on to be president, embedded in
San Diego. Hey, hi, Direwolf.
There had been famous scenes throughout history. There was a caning that took place during a debate about slavery at one point. So a lot of history in this room. It's one of the most famous spots in town.
You know what? Here's a great question for you guys. Do you think America should pull out of NATO? Should Donald Trump pull us out of NATO? Yes or no? Because I think that's probably what we're going to be talking about tonight. Yes or no? Everybody in the audience is unanimously saying yes. I lean on the side of yes. I think the only way that we should not pull out of NATO is if these other European countries really step up the contributions, okay? If we say, all right, we're pulling out of NATO, and then all the other European NATO countries, they come out and say, okay, we're going to quadruple, pentuple our defense contributions, please stay in NATO, America. We're finally going to chip in and contribute our fair share. Then it's like, okay, maybe we can have a conversation about that. But as long as that's not happening, as long as they are not pulling their fair share, and by the way, they are not. You guys have seen the graphs. You guys have seen the charts, the contribution breakdowns. They are not. And by the way, not just as of late, like never. These other European NATO countries, they have like never been paying their fair share. So, and by fair share is like, what does that mean? So when you join NATO, if you are a NATO member country, part of the NATO contract stipulates that you need to contribute 2% of your GDP to NATO defense spending. And pretty much none of them do that. Like almost none of them do that. So yeah, they should do that if they want us to keep on footing the bill. What's going on here? Oh, commercial break. And now we'll hear from our sponsors, our daily sponsors. In fact, if you guys want to see a breakdown of what those defense contributions look like regarding NATO, let's do 20 NATO contributions. Is this going to work? I want to show you guys. I'm trying to find the proper image here. It's 2021. Oh, yeah, okay. So this is for the year of 2022. So by the way, this includes after the war in Ukraine has broken out, because that happened in February of 2022. So this is for the entire year of 2022. So the countries shut up. The countries with a green number here, percentage of real GDP. Countries with green, these are countries that are meeting their 2% obligations. I'll zoom out a little bit here so we can see all of them. So out of, God, I don't know, there's probably like 30 countries here, maybe 25, and you have less than 10 of them that are contributing. But, dude, damn Homeblad just gifted 50 YouTube memberships. And on top of that, Tony Huston is now a supporter as well. Thank you. Wow. Thank you. Thank you. I don't even know. What can I say? Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I appreciate that a lot. Thank you. Everybody is getting a gifted subscription tonight. A gifted membership. Everybody's getting gifted. Thank you. Dan the Man. That's what they call him. Thank you very much. That's huge. And so I'm new to YouTube. Okay, so if I go up here and I click this up here in the top left, I can see everybody. Thank you. I really appreciate that. That's huge. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. The kindness from all of you guys on YouTube as of late has been absolutely insane. Can I give you guys a number here? 4 months ago, I had 40,000 subscribers on YouTube. 4 months ago, I had 40,000 subscribers. As of yesterday, we have 400,000 subscribers. So there's been a lot of support. So all of you guys, you don't even have to be gifting memberships like Dan and some of these other guys. Even if you're just tuning in and watching the videos and following the channel, every single step of support that you possibly could participate in, I appreciate all of it. So thank you guys very much. All of it. Top down, all of it. So thank you. Thank you guys very much. Are we back? No. Nope.
Comments from President Trump as he addresses this joint session of Congress.
Right.
I just want to hear
thanks
from
so much.
Trump.
We'll be checking in with her after the speech wraps as well.
I just want to hear from my president. Oh, Speaker of the House Mike Johnson and J.D. Vance. Have you guys been seeing all of these J.D. Vance memes that are getting posted all over Twitter? I'm going to see if I can find one for you right now. Hey, anybody that's in the Discord server, can you guys post a J.D. Vance meme real quick so I have an example? I'm trying to find one, but I don't have any on hand at the moment. Oh, here's one. Here, no. They're good. I don't know. They're pretty silly. There's, for example, Sean M. Thank you very much, Sean M. Thank you. Thank you very much. So I feel like at the moment, there's one thing that people on the left and people on the right can agree on. And that is that these J.D. Vance memes are funny. Doesn't matter what side of the aisle you are on. The J.D. Vance memes are undeniably funny. That's just the way that it is. So maybe J.D. Vance is going to unite the country with his memes. I don't know.
Cruz there. If I'm not mistaken, that's Representative Nancy Mace out of South Carolina that he's speaking with. So we're starting to see some
Ben
more.
Shapiro.
Ben Shapiro, I think.
It's Matt Walsh. It's
in attendance at the
what's her name? She's the swimmer who lost her trophy to the transgender guy. What's that guy's name? What's her name? I forget. Anyway, the transgender swimmer case, whatever.
Well, Austin, to your point, those were guests of the House Speaker, Mike Johnson. He announced that the Daily Wire's Ben Shapiro and Matt Walsh will be his guests in attendance. There's the former Speaker of the House.
That's right.
Newt Gingrich. Looks like they are talking to Rachel Campos Duffy, the wife of the Transportation Secretary, Sean Duffy. You also saw there sitting with Ben Shapiro and Matt Walsh, Riley Gaines, who has been a key and prominent feature.
Okay. Can I say something, guys? Tonight, I don't have any donation, subscription alerts. I don't have any alerts set up. So if you guys donate or even if you subscribe, I feel like you guys are not getting the credit that you guys deserve. So hey, okay. If you want to support, look at that guy. Did you see that guy in the back there? Anyway, I want to make sure you guys are getting properly appreciated and properly thanked. So if that means that you have to save it for the next stream, I feel like I feel guilty. I want to get all of my doodads, all of my alerts set up so you guys can get a proper thank you. But I want you to know I appreciate it. So Jay Pavic, thank you very much. I appreciate it, gentlemen. I just feel guilty. I feel like I'm not being appreciative enough.
As he shall judge necessary
I'll let you out.
and expedient. Joint address to Congress is the tradition beginning with President Ronald Reagan in 1981. This inauguration year speech, generally delivered
I feel like I should,
February, is not officially considered a State of the Union address. So if I was going to put this in layman's terms for the audience, just from the outside looking in, there's not a whole lot of difference. Really just the naming of this thing. Still, we're going to expect to see President Trump speak about his agenda. He's not going to be talking about the past year's worth of work that the White House has done. That's something that's going to distinguish this type of speech to a normal State of the Union. So, as we start to look at more and more of these people flooding in, something that I'm going to be keeping my eye on during the actual speech, Andrew, is the reactions from the crowd. There's always theatrics at these events. In fact, I think it was an Axios report that said that Democrats were floating the idea of bringing props to Trump's speech, including anti-Trump signs, egg cartons to highlight the current costs of eggs, pocket constitutions to protest DOGE, and then people bringing hand clappers as well. So we'll wait and see what kind of theatrics happen aside from the main speech.
Okay, I'm back.
So the camera panning there up to the dais.
Did you guys see Elon Musk? Was he there?
It does appear that some of these, at least Democratic women, are wearing pink, and we'll get the significance of that, hopefully, from some of them.
There's Lindsey Graham.
But to your point, the difference between the State of the Union and
it's Chuck Schumer.
Speech to Congress.
Wow.
The State of the Union, that's in the Constitution.
Yeah.
It's written in there. This is much more traditional, and that tradition is very recent. It started with President Reagan here.
Hey, Dan, I want you to know I appreciate it.
We do have finally some excerpts from the speech itself.
All the support.
I had been kind of wondering where those were. I'm going to read some of them here. I'm going to read the first paragraph that the Trump White House put out, and it goes as follows. Trump will say this.
All the
6
Ukraine
weeks ago,
flags.
I stood beneath the dome of this Capitol and proclaimed the dawn of the golden...
Okay, I'm going to say something real quick. Maybe I'm a little bit old school. I feel like if you are an American politician in our Capitol building, you should not be wearing the flag of another country. You should not be, if you're a sitting U.S. representative, House, Senate, President, whatever, you should not be representing another country's flag on your chest in this building or anywhere. That's my opinion. I don't care what country it is. I don't care if it's Ukraine. I don't care where it is. America flag only. This is America. You're here to represent Americans living in America. That's your job. America flags only.
And perhaps we'll never wear this again.
First,
so just wanted to highlight yet
There's
another
Trump's kids.
paragraph of some of these excerpts of the speech we have gotten. We also see members there, Austin, of President Trump's family. You see his daughter Tiffany there, her husband. You also see his daughter Ivanka and his son-in-law Jared, the Kushners, and Donald Trump Jr. as well. Now, Austin, you know, each and every speech like this, there's somewhat of a fun parlor game that the government plays for the sake of the continuity of government. It's important, and we're learning which cabinet member that is going to be. The designated survivor, Politico reporting here. I want to put this up. What do we know about this? They say this.
Doug Collins is going to be the designated survivor. So you might wonder, what is the designated survivor? Maybe you didn't watch the show that was on TV, the dramatic depiction of what a designated survivor is. We're just finding this out now. And usually we don't find out who the designated survivor is until either just before a speech like this or during the speech. So Doug Collins will be the guy tonight.
What does that mean? What does that mean? As far as I know, let's say like a nuclear bomb goes off in Washington, D.C. and it blows up every politician in the country. They have one, I think he's a House rep in this case, off somewhere else, so that if every other politician dies right now in a terrorist attack or something, then we still have at least one guy that can run the country. I think that's what that is.
Selected as the designated survivor for today. The designated survivor needs to meet a few requirements. They must be at least 35 years old. They must be a natural-born citizen. All of Trump's cabinet members meet this requirement. So Doug Collins, and you know what? Let's listen in.
Go time.
Session will come to order. The chair appoints as members of the committee on the part of the House to escort the President of the United States into the chamber the following. The gentleman from Louisiana, Mr. Scalise. The gentleman from Minnesota, Mr. Emmer. The gentlewoman from Michigan, Mrs. McClain. The gentleman from North Carolina, Mr. Hudson. The gentleman from Pennsylvania, Mr. Reschenthaler. The gentleman from Utah, Mr. Moore. The gentlewoman from Indiana, Mrs. Houchin. The gentleman from Oklahoma, Mr. Hearn. The gentleman from New York, Mr. Jeffries. The gentlewoman from Massachusetts, Ms. Clark. The gentleman from California, Mr. Aguilar. The gentleman from California, Mr. Liu. The gentleman from Colorado, Mr. Neguse. The gentlewoman from Washington, Ms. Delbene. The gentlewoman from Michigan,
what a beautiful
Mrs.
building,
Dingell.
right?
The President of the Senate, at the direction of that body, appoints the following senators as members of the committee on the part of the Senate to escort the President of the United States into the House chamber. The senator from South Dakota.
So, folks, by the way, I'll say this again. If you are tuning in, tonight Trump is going to be giving an address to the nation, but also all of our congressional members, Senate members, House members. Trump has said yesterday that he has a big announcement to make tonight. It's going to blow your socks off. A big announcement. So people are speculating, what's it going to be? What is he going to announce? What's the deal? What is going on? I would guess, we talked about this a little bit earlier, I think probably he's going to be pulling us out of NATO. But really, who knows? Who knows what's happening? Who really knows? Everybody's here. I think literally everybody is here, other than the designated survivor.
All right, so you just heard the House Speaker there announce the escort committee, the members of Congress who will escort the president there into the House chamber. We have some of them here. Let's take this. Let's listen.
Mr. Speaker, the Dean of the Diplomatic Corps.
wonder how long it's going to be before Trump actually gets up and gives his speech.
My wife loves this bracelet. I hate it. I don't wear it.
Yeah, so what is the reason everybody's wearing pink? You guys have any idea about that? Presumably it's some form of protest. They're probably trying to send some message. There's some messaging behind the pink. Everybody's wearing pink.
The speaker and the vice president.
It's for trans
chatting
stuff,
away
really?
there. Austin Westfall is still with me here in the Live Now newsroom. And we saw members of the diplomatic corps. Of course, we know that a lot of the pics that Trump has made.
Some feminism bullshit. One of them had Sharpie writing on her suit. Really? I have to say, man, it's just like so classless to show up with some type of wardrobe protest or protesting at an event like this. Can you just for once show up and be well dressed and be respectful and not make a scene? Just like be a respectable politician for once.
Still to be scheduled here. All right, we have some more of these dignitaries coming into the chamber. Let's keep listening.
Impossible. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I guess my expectations are too high. Yeah. Oh, it's our Supreme Court justices. Amy Coney Barrett, there she is. Woohoo. Woohoo. No, Trump has not stepped out. No Trump yet. Soon.
Okay, so we were just watching there. Members of the Supreme Court come into the chamber. Austin Westfall, that's all.
Okay, I want to say real quick. I see some people in the chat are responding to things that we talked about like a half hour ago. So reminder, if you are tuning in, make sure you're watching the live stream. Make sure you're watching it live because we're live right now. Don't watch the VOD, the recorded footage. Make sure you're watching the live show, okay? Make sure to refresh the page or something.
With some folks earlier today, and there were a lot of things that people are going to be watching for.
I know, they'll hear this in a half hour. Yeah,
some of the justices arrive. I think we noticed that a few of them were not there. Justice Sotomayor did not appear to be in. And did we see any others missing? Ketanji Brown Jackson appeared to not be in attendance as well. So I believe we saw 7 out of the 9 justices, at least from that vantage point.
No Jackson, man. Oh, no.
Perhaps hear many statements from either of those two as to why they are not in attendance today. But of course, there's a handful of things that are on people's minds. I mean, there's an infinite amount of things that the president can talk about during this speech. But Andrew, I mean, what you and I have been covering these past few days so closely has been the Russia-Ukraine war, that contentious meeting between Vladimir Zelensky and President Trump and J.D. Vance in the Oval Office, tariffs and high prices. That's something that we'll wait and see how Trump discusses that in his speech tonight. We heard of retaliatory tariffs that are going to be implemented from Mexico, Canada, and China. Of course, at midnight this past midnight, just overnight.
The tariffs are in effect now for Canada, yeah, and Mexico.
The next round of tariffs coming into China, and then a 25% tax on imports from Canada and Mexico. So all 3 of those nations have announced retaliatory efforts. We'll see if Trump has a response to those retaliations.
Oh, yeah,
we're going to be talking about the shrinking government and Elon Musk, Andrew. I mean, that's something we're going to be watching for a lot. I mean, we had that poll up earlier today. We were asking the folks at home what they're most interested in hearing about tonight. And the Department of Government Efficiency is topping our poll. People want to know about DOGE. They want to know how DOGE is going to work and what DOGE has planned for the incoming year.
Hey, thank you, Anthony. Thank you.
Austin, sorry to interrupt there. We do have, remember, some of these excerpts of the president's remarks. He will address the tariff question. He will also address the high cost of eggs. He will say this in some of these remarks. He says, as you know, we inherited from the last administration an economic catastrophe and an inflation nightmare. He will say their policies drove up energy prices, pushed up the cost of groceries, and drove the necessities of life out of reach.
While we're waiting, I'm going to quickly scan President Trump's Truth Social account. If companies move to the United States, there are no tariffs. True. Please explain to Governor Trudeau of Canada that when he puts a retaliatory tariff on the United States, our reciprocal tariff will immediately increase by a like amount. Yep, that's what he said he's going to do. Canada doesn't allow American banks to do business in Canada, but their banks flood the American market. Oh, that seems fair to me, doesn't it? Hey, Spling, thank you very much, Mr. Spling. Longtime viewer. Thank you very much.
Overwhelming number of you, more than half, want DOGE cuts. Front and center, of course, Austin, Elon Musk is in the chamber. So please vote even more. You can scan that QR code or visit that URL there. Let's get back on.
From what I've seen across the country, people love the DOGE cuts. People like it.
You noticed on the screen that we saw a number of elected leaders wearing pink. We're getting told that Democratic representatives are telling Time magazine pink is intended to signal protest of, quote, Trump's policies, which are negatively impacting women and families. So if you see a large group of folks wearing pink, it's a protest. Let's talk about something that we're going to be following closely. Oh, and you know what? One more thing in the crowd to watch for. I read that Senator Bernie Moreno out of Ohio will be handing out U.S. flags to Republican senators ahead of President Trump's speech. So it's very possible we'll see a number of American flags waving in the crowd when we see these applause breaks during the speech itself. After the speech, Andrew...
Pretty much this is what the Democrats do. They actively work to destroy the country, and then they protest anybody that tries to stop them or that tries to fix the country. So really what they're protesting is Trump's endeavor to fix the damage that they have done. That is what they are protesting.
I was going to say, you mentioned that in that piece in Axios, Austin, that some of these Democrats will bring props, so to speak.
Look at this one. Like, really?
Make their opinions heard.
She has a bunch of scribbles on her pink suit She should be deported. I'm sorry. I'm getting a little bit crazy. You should be deported for doing that. You have no respect for this country. For this, unbelievable. Unbelievable.
More of what we heard from Axios.
You're
Democrats
deported.
were floating the idea of bringing props to Trump's speech, including anti-Trump signs, egg cartons to highlight the current costs of eggs, as well as pocket constitutions as the First Lady enters the chamber to an applause.
There she is. I saw someone yesterday on Twitter, they said, I don't know, I think Michelle Obama was more attractive. Really? Michelle Obama? Really?
The president's cabinet.
Rubio! And Secretary of the Treasury Secretary, I forget his name. There's Pam Bondi. There's Hegseth. Everybody's here. Besant. Besant? Is it Besant or Besant?
Can't wait to connect with you. We have so much fun. Yes.
Not Besant. RFK Jr. Sean Duffy, Secretary of Transportation. Kristi Noem. Funny story. as I understand it, I have distant relatives that live in South Dakota that have like $1 million pig farm. I've never met them. I've never met any of them. But I guess that Kristi Noem grew up on my distant family's pig farm, running around having fun with my distant relatives on the pig farm when she was like a little girl. That's what my grandfather told me. I have no idea. I have no idea. There's a Gabbard. And everybody showed up to this thing. Everybody's here. This is the real deal. Devin Wright, hello Matt from Louisiana. Hey. Hey, yo. Thank you guys for tuning in tonight. It's going to be a great night, I hope. So. Conservative women are hot in the chat. You know what? I feel like just by nature of not having purple hair and 10,000 piercings in your face, you are just like default more attractive, right? Not hard. There's JD Vance's wife, Usha. The watch party for AOC's trial. You know what? So far, today's watch party is so, I mean, we have so many people tuning in. Everybody's being so nice. We have so many people showing up. You guys have kind of made me want to do more watch parties. So, hey, if you guys keep on being nice to me, if this is a nice, fun evening, then maybe I'll be in the mood to do more watch parties, okay? But you guys need to be nice to me. But so far, so good. So far, so good. Hi, Lloydimus. Hey, dude.
All right, so the members of the president's cabinet, the majority of them that have already been Senate confirmed, of course, coming into the chamber, and you saw many of them there. Austin Westfall is still with me here in the Live Now newsroom. Austin, not many of the Supreme Court justices, to your point.
We did see a number of them enter the chamber. We are hearing from the Hill that 4 Supreme Court justices are not in attendance. That includes Justices Clarence Thomas and Samuel Alito. They have not attended.
Okay, I've got to show this one. Whittle me this. I demand money and I demand tanks. And yet, although wiwi, I never say thanks. Who am I? Okay. Okay.
We will watch them over Trump's shoulder as he gives this address. There's Tulsi Gabbard and Chip Roy. Keep playing a game of RFK Jr. And we're going to continue watching as this group mingles together until we eventually hear the president announced. And then he will flood through the chamber. He'll shake a lot of hands. That's right. And the speech will get underway.
Yeah,
right now we are mingling.
Be the last time you see Austin and myself on camera. We just want to let these scenes breathe there on the House floor. We'll have a lot of reaction, a lot of analysis after the speech itself. We've been reading to you some of the excerpts of what President Trump is going to say there. Back out live on the House floor, we brought you also the news that VA Secretary Doug Collins will be the designated survivor tonight.
I see this comment in the chat. Tulsi Gabbard will be the first female president of the United States of America. Okay, can I give you my opinion on that? I'm not even really expressing my opinion on Tulsi Gabbard. I'm going to tell you what I've observed so far. I feel like Tulsi Gabbard is, she's like accepted amongst the Republicans, but she's not loved. She's not beloved amongst Republicans. I feel like a lot of people have, it's like, okay, she's fine. All right. But I don't get the impression that people love her, that the MAGA crowd loves her. And I think you need to be loved. Everybody's got to, unanimously love you. And I don't think that Tulsi Gabbard has that right now. Could she in the future? Yeah, sure. I don't know. Maybe she could, I guess. But at the moment, I don't think she has it yet.
To what the president says. So in this case, Democratic Senator Alyssa Slotkin out of Michigan. She's been selected as the up-and-comer who will be giving the televised rebuttal. Again, we don't know exactly when.
You know what I've noticed? I've noticed Laura Trump, who is now vice chair of the RNC. She's the wife of who? Eric Trump? Anyway, she's Trump's daughter-in-law, Laura Trump, vice chair of the RNC. That woman is a go-getter. That woman can make shit happen. She's a dynamo. She's like, she has a big presence. She can carry herself. She gets shit done. So I don't know.
Alter a rising star in the party. Jeffries says that she will, quote, deliver a comprehensive and clear-eyed response to the issues, including cost of living, Social Security, and Medicaid. She, as you see on your screen there, was a U.S. representative in Michigan for 6 years. She just won out and won her Senate seat from, she beat out Mike Rogers in this past election cycle. She's a former CIA analyst and Defense Department official. She was born in New York,
That's an unfortunate.
and raised in Holly, Michigan. She was called to service, by the way, from the terrorist attacks on September 11th. On Slotkin's second day of graduate school in New York City, it drove her career toward national security, and now she will be delivering the Democratic rebuttal,
Andrew, name is
tonight's speech.
Yeah, that's right. Just getting to the Senate. She's only been there a couple of months. Remember the outgoing retiring Senator, Debbie Stabenow. That was her seat. Slotkin beat Rogers for it.
Decoy voice,
an open Senate seat in Michigan in 2026 as well.
By the way, if you guys are looking for some great content, Decoy voice in the chat. You should follow this channel here, but also Decoy voice in the chat. Nice guy, great guy.
Arrival into the chamber. Everyone seems to be set in place now. You're about to listen to the Sergeant at Arms there, and here we go.
What's happening?
Mr. Speaker, the President of the United States.
Oh, here it comes. It's him. With the fist bump. What is the look on her face? That was a very interesting look she had on her face there. So this woman with a pink dress who is protesting Trump, this is not normal. Oh my God, did you see her? This is not normal. She's there protesting with her little card. Get her out of here. Get her out of the building. Gone. Get out. Get out of the country. That's unbelievable. Just so petty. Classless. Does anybody know how long about his speech is going to be? Probably an hour or so is my guess. 2 hours, really? You don't say. All the generals. Schiff looks bummed. Well, Schiff should be in a prison cell. He should be happy that he's not in Guantanamo Bay, like at this exact and very moment. He is. I'm excited. All right. Okay, I'm getting excited now. All right. Look at these guys. Look at these just gloom, pissy pants Democrats over there.
I don't like Trump. I don't like Trump. I'm not going to clap. I'm just going to sit here. I'm pissed off.
Unbelievable.
Thank you.
Okay, this is like the longest ovation ever. Okay, we love Trump. Okay. Okay, let's wrap it up. Thank you.
It's a great honor. Thank you very much. Speaker Johnson, Vice President Vance, the First Lady of the United States.
And half the room is seated.
Members of the United States Congress, thank you very much. And to my fellow citizens, America is back.
Yes, it is. We are so back. Look at half of the room, the Democrats just sit on their ass like a bunch of pissed off toddlers.
6 weeks ago, I stood beneath the dome of this Capitol and proclaimed the dawn of the golden age of America. From that moment on, it has been nothing but swift and unrelenting action to usher in the greatest and most successful era in the history of our country. We have accomplished more in 43 days than most administrations accomplished in 4 years or 8 years, and we are just getting started.
Well, it helps that he's actually awake and not sleeping all day like Biden. It helps to be awake.
I return to this chamber tonight to report that America's momentum is back, our spirit is back, our pride is back, our confidence is back, and the American dream is surging bigger and better than ever before. The American dream is unstoppable, and our country is on the verge of a comeback, the likes of which the world has never witnessed and perhaps will never witness again. There's never been anything like it. The presidential election of November 5th was a mandate like has not been seen in many decades. We won all 7 swing states, giving us an electoral college victory of 312.
Did you hear the Democrats? Did you hear them groan when he said that? You could hear him in the background there.
We won the popular vote by big numbers and won counties in our country.
Democrats are acting up, and the Republicans just shout them down with USA.
And won counties in our country, 2,700 to 525.
This
on a map that reads almost completely red for Republican.
I cannot believe these people.
Now, for the first time in modern history, more Americans believe that our country is headed in the right direction than the wrong direction. In fact, it's an astonishing record, 27-point swing, the most ever.
There he is, Tom Homan. Tom Homan, deport every Democrat. Homan,
Small business
deport all of them.
So its single largest one-month gain ever recorded, a 41-point jump.
Members are directed to uphold and maintain decorum in the House and to cease any further disruptions. That's your warning.
I can't believe this.
Members are engaging in willful and continuing breach of decorum, and the chair is prepared to direct the Sergeant-at-Arms to restore order to the joint session.
Sergeant-at-Arms! Get them out of here. Get them out of here. Have you guys ever seen anything like that? I've never seen anything like this. This is actually crazy that they're doing this. Get him out. Get that guy out of here.
Mr. Green, take your seat. Take your seat, sir. Take your seat. Finding that members continue to engage in willful and concerted disruption of proper decorum, the chair now directs the Sergeant-at-Arms to restore order. Remove this gentleman from the chamber.
Yes. Yes. Get him out of here. Gone. You are gone. Get out. Don't give him an option. Get him. Get him out of here.
Members are directed to uphold and maintain decorum in the House. Mr. President, you continue.
Thank you. Over the past 6 weeks, I have signed nearly 100 executive orders and taken more than 400 executive actions, a record to restore common sense, safety, optimism, and wealth all across our wonderful land. The people elected me to do the job, and I'm doing it. In fact, it has been stated by many that the first month of our presidency, it's our presidency, is the most successful in the history of our nation. By many.
Look at these
and what
losers.
makes it even more impressive is that, do you know who number 2 is? George Washington. How about that? How about that? I don't know about that list, but we'll take it. Within hours of taking the oath of office, I declared a national emergency on our southern border, and I deployed the U.S. military and Border Patrol to repel the invasion of our country. And what a job they've done. As a result, illegal border crossings last month were by far the lowest ever recorded, ever.
Chipotle burrito bowl. Oh. The guacamole is transparent. Sorry about that. That's funny.
They heard my words and they chose not to come. Much easier that way. In comparison, under Joe Biden, the worst president in American history, there were hundreds of thousands of illegal crossings a month, and virtually all of them, including murderers, drug dealers, gang members, and people from mental institutions and insane asylums, were released into our country. Who would want to do that? This is my 5th such speech to Congress. And once again, I look at the Democrats in front of me, and I realize there is absolutely nothing I can say to make them happy or to make them stand or smile or applaud. Nothing I can do. I could find a cure to the most devastating disease, a disease that would wipe out entire nations, or announce the answers to the greatest economy in history, or the stoppage of crime to the lowest levels ever recorded. And these people sitting right here will not clap, will not stand, and certainly will not cheer for these astronomical achievements. They won't do it, no matter what. Five times I've been up here. It's very sad, and it just shouldn't be this way.
Remember when the Democrats said that we needed to have a bipartisan bill to shut down the border? And then within a week of getting back in office, Trump just does it. Took him 7 days. What about the bipartisan border bill? Yeah, what about it?
So Democrats sitting before me, for just this one night, why not join us in celebrating so many incredible wins for America? For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
Get her out of here. Nasty. Nancy Pelosi.
Every day my administration is fighting to deliver the change America needs to bring a future that America deserves, and we're doing it. This is a time for big dreams and bold action. Upon taking office, I imposed an immediate freeze on all federal hiring, a freeze on all new federal regulations, and a freeze on all foreign aid.
Good. That's good. Everybody wants that. No more foreign aid. No more money being spent.
I terminated the ridiculous Green New Scam. I withdrew from the unfair Paris Climate Accord, which was costing us trillions of dollars that other countries were not paying. I withdrew from the corrupt World Health Organization. And I also withdrew from the anti-American UN Human Rights Council. We ended all of Biden's environmental restrictions that were making our country far less safe and totally unaffordable. And importantly, we ended the last administration's insane electric vehicle mandate, saving our auto workers and companies from economic destruction.
Which, by the way, directly screws over Elon Musk. Which completely shatters the Democrat narrative that the only reason Musk...
To unshackle our economy, I have directed that for every one new regulation, 10 old regulations must be eliminated, just like I did in my very successful first day.
Good. Good.
And in that first term, we set records on ending unnecessary rules and regulations like no other president had done before. We ordered all federal workers to return to the office. They will either show up for work in person or be removed from their job.
Trump was right about everything. I got to get that hat. I've got the old hat.
And we've ended weaponized government where, as an example, a sitting president is allowed to viciously prosecute his political opponent, like me. How did that work out? Not too good. Not too good.
Yeah, how did that work out? Not so well. Oh, look, it's rat skin.
And
there he is.
Stopped all government censorship and brought back free speech in America. It's back. And 2 days ago, I signed an order making English the official language of the United States of America.
Would have always been. The English thing, it's like so obvious that the founding fathers didn't even bother to do that because it's like, yeah, no shit.
The Gulf of Mexico, the Gulf of America.
Yep.
And likewise, I renamed for a great president, William McKinley, Mount McKinley again. Beautiful Alaska. We love Alaska. We've ended the tyranny of so-called diversity, equity, and inclusion policies all across the entire federal government and indeed the private sector and our military.
Thank God. Look at her.
And our
of course they show her. The DEI
longer.
Congresswoman. Back to Somalia. Back to Somalia.
We believe that whether you are a doctor, an accountant, a lawyer, or an air traffic controller, you should be hired and promoted based on skill and competence, not race or gender.
Yep.
Very important.
Yep.
You should be hired based on merit. And the Supreme Court, in a brave and very powerful decision, has allowed us to do so. Thank you. Thank you very much.
That's good.
Thank you. We have removed the poison of critical race theory from our public schools, and I signed an order making it the official policy of the United States government that there are only two genders, male and female.
2 genders, 2 terms, 2 what else? 2 genders, 2 terms.
I also signed an executive order to ban men from playing in women's sports.
Democrats hate that. They hate that one.
3 years ago, Peyton McNabb was an all-star high school athlete, one of the best, preparing for a future in college sports. But when her girls' volleyball match was invaded by a male, he smashed the ball so hard in Peyton's face, causing traumatic brain injury, partially paralyzing her right side, and ending her athletic career. It was
my God, I haven't heard that.
A shot like she's never seen before. She's never seen anything like it.
Wow.
Peyton is here tonight in the gallery, and Peyton, from now on, schools will kick the men off the girls' team, or they will lose all federal funding.
Good for her. Great. That's great. I haven't heard that story. That's unbelievable, though. Wow. Good for you.
And if you really want to see numbers, just take a look at what happened in the women's boxing, weightlifting, track and field, swimming, or cycling, where a male recently finished a long-distance race 5 hours and 14 minutes ahead of a woman for a new record by 5 hours. Broke the record by 5 hours.
New women's record.
It's demeaning for women, and it's very bad for our country. We're not going to put up with it any longer.
That's nice. How about that, Nancy? How about that one, Nancy Pelosi?
What I have just described is only a small fraction of the common sense revolution that is now, because of us, sweeping the entire world. Common sense has become a common theme, and we will never go back. Never. Never going to let that happen. Among my very highest priorities is to rescue our economy and get dramatic and immediate relief to working families. As you know, we inherited from the last administration an economic catastrophe and an inflation nightmare. Their policies drove up energy prices, pushed up grocery costs, and drove the necessities of life out of reach for millions and millions of Americans. They've never had anything like it. We suffered the worst inflation in 48 years, but perhaps even in the history of our country. They're not sure. As president, I'm fighting every day to reverse this damage and make America affordable again. Joe Biden especially let the price of eggs get out of control. The egg price is out of control, and we're working hard to get it back down. Secretary, do a good job on that. You inherited a total mess from the previous administration.
It's all about the eggs.
Do a good job.
Gotta have my eggs. What are they doing?
A major focus of our fight to defeat inflation is rapidly reducing the cost of energy. The previous administration cut the number of new oil and gas leases by 95%, slowed pipeline construction to a halt, and closed more than 100 power plants. We are opening up many of those power plants right now.
We should bring back nuclear energy, chat, right? Nuclear energy power plants. I think we need to give it another try. Give it a go.
Anything like it. That's why on my first day in office, I declared a national energy emergency. As you've heard me say many times, we have more liquid gold under our feet than any nation on earth, and by far. And now I fully authorize the most talented team ever assembled to go and get it. It's called Drill, Baby, Drill.
These Republicans are up and down like they're attending a Catholic Mass.
My administration is also working on a gigantic natural gas pipeline in Alaska, among the largest in the world, where Japan, South Korea, and other nations want to be our partner with investments of trillions of dollars each. There's never been anything like that one. It will be truly spectacular. It's all set to go. The permitting is gotten. And later this week, I will also take historic action to dramatically expand production of critical minerals and rare earths here in the USA. To further combat inflation, we will not only be reducing the cost of energy, but we'll be ending the flagrant waste of taxpayer dollars.
$105 billion cut in the federal budget. Waste, fraud.
And to that end, I have created the brand new Department of Government Efficiency.
That's right, there it is.
DOGE. Perhaps you've heard of it.
There he is. Mr. Musk. There's one of his 7 baby mamas, I think.
Elon Musk, who is in the gallery tonight.
That's baby mama number 5, I believe. I'm not sure. Look at, oh my God, look at Pocahontas on her phone, just texting. Unbelievable.
Thank you, Elon. He's working very hard. He didn't need this. He didn't need this. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. Everybody here, even this side, appreciates it, I believe. They just don't want to admit that. Just listen to some of the appalling waste we have already identified. $22 billion from HHS to provide free housing and cars for illegal aliens. $45 million for diversity, equity, and inclusion scholarships in Burma. $40 million to improve the social and economic inclusion of sedentary migrants. Nobody knows what that is. $8 million to promote LGBTQI+ in the African nation of Lesotho, which nobody has ever heard of. $60 million for indigenous peoples and Afro-Colombian empowerment in Central America. $60 million. $8 million for making mice transgender.
Great. That's great. We need that.
This is real. $32 million for a left-wing propaganda operation in Moldova. $10 million for male circumcision in Mozambique. $20 million for the Arab Sesame Street in the Middle East. It's a program.
Your tax money, folks.
$20 million for a program.
This is your tax money.
$1.9 billion to recently created Decarbonization of Homes Committee, headed up, and we know she's involved. Just at the last moment, the money was passed over by a woman named Stacey Abrams. Have you ever heard of her?
Ooh,
a $3.5 million consulting contract for lavish fish monitoring. $1.5 million for voter confidence in Liberia. $14 million for social cohesion in Mali. $59 million for illegal alien hotel rooms in New York City.
Hakeem.
He's a real estate developer. He's done very well. $250,000 to increase vegan local climate action innovation in Zambia. $42 million for social and behavior change in Uganda. $14 million for improving public procurement in Serbia. $47 million for improving learning outcomes in Asia. Asia's doing very well with learning. I don't know what we're doing. We should use it ourselves. And $101 million for DEI contracts at the Department of Education, the most ever paid, nothing even like it. Under the Trump administration, all of these scams, and they're far worse, but I didn't think it was appropriate to talk about them. They're so bad. Many more have been found out and exposed and swiftly terminated by a group of very intelligent, mostly young people.
Big balls.
Headed up by Elon, and we appreciate it. We found hundreds of billions of dollars.
Let's go, big balls. Let's go. Say his name. Say his name.
And we've taken back the money and reduced our debt to fight inflation and other things. Taking back a lot of that money. We got it just in time. This is just the beginning. The Government Accountability Office, a federal government office, has estimated annual fraud of over $500 billion in our nation, and we are working very hard to stop it. We're going to. We're also identifying shocking levels of incompetence and probable fraud in the Social Security program for our seniors, and that our seniors and people that we love rely on. Believe it or not, government databases list 4.7 million Social Security members from people aged 100 to 109 years old.
This is a big problem.
It lists 3.6 million people from ages 110 to 119. I don't know any of them. I know some people that are rather elderly, but not quite that elderly. 3.47 million people from ages 120 to 129. 3.9 million people from ages 130 to 139. 3.5 million people from ages 140 to 149. And money is being paid to many of them, and we're searching right now. In fact, Pam, good luck.
I'm beginning to think all the Democrat voters,
but a lot of money is paid out to people,
are either dead or illegal immigrants.
Paid, and nobody does, and it really hurts Social Security and hurts our country. 1.3 million people from ages 150 to 159, and over 130,000 people, according to the Social Security databases, are age over 160 years old. We have a healthier country than I thought, Bobby.
Great longevity these days. Everybody's living to be 200 years old. Really great.
Including, to finish, 1,039 people between the ages of 220 and 229. One person between the age of 240 and 249, and one person is listed at 360 years of age.
Older than the country.
More than 100 years. More than 100 years older than our country.
Huh.
But we're going to find out where that money's going. And it's not going to be pretty. By slashing all of the fraud, waste, and theft we can find, we will defeat inflation, bring down mortgage rates, lower car payments and grocery prices, protect our seniors, and put more money in the pockets of American families.
All right.
And today, interest rates took a beautiful drop, big, beautiful drop. It's about time. And in the near future, I want to do what has not been done in 24 years, balance the federal budget. We're going to balance it.
Yep. Democrats are pissed off about that one. I know, revolutionary concept.
With that goal in mind, we have developed in great detail what we are calling the Gold Card, which goes on sale very, very soon. For $5 million, we will allow the most successful job-creating people from all over the world to buy a path to U.S. citizenship. It's like the green card, but
honestly,
better and more sophisticated.
I'm not a fan of this. I don't like this idea.
And these people will have to pay tax in our country. They won't have to pay tax from where they came.
Don't like it.
The money that they've made, you wouldn't want to do that, but they have to pay tax, create jobs. They'll also be taking people out of colleges and paying for them so that we can keep them in our country instead of having them being forced out. Number one, at the top school, as an example, being forced out and not being allowed to stay and create tremendous numbers of jobs and great success for a company out there. So while we take out the criminals, killers, traffickers, and child predators who are allowed to enter our country under the open border policy of these people, the Democrats, the Biden administration, the open border insane policies that you've allowed to destroy our country, we will now bring in brilliant, hardworking, job-creating people. They're going to pay a lot of money, and we're going to reduce our debt with that money.
Maybe after this is over, we can have a longer conversation about that, if I remember. Maybe you guys can remind me. But it's kind of a big topic.
Have given us a mandate for bold and profound change. For nearly 100 years, the federal bureaucracy has grown until it has crushed our freedoms, ballooned our deficits, and held back America's potential in every possible way. The nation founded by pioneers and risk takers now drowns under millions and millions of pages
pioneers
of
and risk takers,
and debt.
Not anybody that has $5
that
million.
Should take 10 days to get.
Pioneers and risk takers.
10 years, 15 years, and even 20 years before you're rejected.
The best that
Meanwhile,
Europe had to
we have hundreds
offer.
of thousands of federal workers who have not been showing up to work. My administration will reclaim power from this unaccountable bureaucracy, and we will restore true democracy to America again. And any federal bureaucrat who resists this change will be removed from office immediately. Because we are draining the swamp. It's very simple. And the days of rule by unelected bureaucrats are over.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, they're pissed off. No, we love unelected bureaucrats.
And the next phase of our plan to deliver the greatest economy in history is for this Congress to pass tax cuts for everybody. They're in there. They're waiting for you to vote. And I'm sure that the people on my right, I don't mean the Republican right, but my right here, I'm sure you're going to vote for those tax cuts, because otherwise I don't believe the people will ever vote you into office. So I'm doing you a big favor by telling you that. But I know this group is going to be voting for the tax.
It's insane the Democrats are still pushing this Medicaid narrative. Trump is going to shut down Medicaid. No, he's not. Like, literally, that's not what he's doing.
Our plan. We had tremendous success in our first term with it. A very big part of our plan. We're seeking permanent income tax cuts all across the board. And to get urgently needed relief to Americans hit especially hard by inflation, I'm calling for no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and no tax on Social Security benefits for our great seniors.
Start by paying your taxes.
And I also want to make interest payments
spamming.
on car loans tax deductible, but only if the car is made in America. And by the way, we're going to have growth in the auto industry like nobody's ever seen. Plants are opening up all over the place. Deals are being made. Never seen. That's a combination of the election win and tariffs. It's a beautiful word, isn't it? That, along with our other policies, will allow our auto industry to absolutely boom. It's going to boom. Spoke to the majors today, all three, the top people, and they're so excited. In fact, already numerous car companies have announced that they will be building massive automobile plants in America, with Honda just announcing a new plant in Indiana, one of the largest anywhere in the world.
I think Trump has locked in $1.4 trillion worth of foreign investments just in the last 2 months.
And this has taken place since our great victory on November 5th, a date which will hopefully go down as one of the most important in the history of our country. In addition, as part of our tax cuts, we want to cut taxes on domestic production and all manufacturing. And just as we did before, we will provide 100% expensing. It will be retroactive to January 20th, 2025. And it was one of the main reasons why our tax cuts were so successful in our first term, giving us the most successful economy in the history of our country. First term. We had a great first term. If you don't make your product in America, however, under the Trump administration, you will pay a tariff, and in some cases, a rather large one. Other countries have used tariffs against us for decades, and now it's our turn to start using them against those other countries. On average, the European Union, China, Brazil, India, Mexico, and Canada, have you heard of them? And countless other nations charge us tremendously higher tariffs than we charge them. It's very unfair.
That is also true.
India charges us auto tariffs higher than 100%. China's average tariff on our products is twice what we charge them. And South Korea's average tariff is 4 times higher. Think of that, 4 times higher.
South Korea.
And we give so much help militarily.
They wouldn't even exist
in so
without
many other
us.
ways to South Korea, but
And
that's what happens.
us.
This is happening by friend and foe. This system is not fair to the United States and never was. And so on April 2nd, I wanted to make it April 1st, but I didn't want to be accused of April Fool's Day. That's not, just one day was cost us a lot of money. But we're going to do it in April. I'm a very superstitious person. April 2nd, reciprocal tariffs kick in. And whatever they tariff us, other countries, we will tariff them. That's reciprocal, back and forth. Whatever they tax us, we
Chuck
will
Schumer
tax them.
crawled out from hell in order to attend tonight's
If they do non-monetary
speech.
tariffs to keep us out of their market, then we will do non-monetary barriers to keep them out of our market. There's a lot of that, too. They don't even allow us in their market. We will take in trillions and trillions of dollars and create jobs like we have never seen before. I did it with China, and I did it with others, and the Biden administration couldn't do anything about it because there was so much money they couldn't do anything about it. We have been ripped off for decades by nearly every country on earth, and we will not let that happen any longer. Much has been said over the last 3 months about Mexico and Canada, but we have very large deficits with both of them. But even more importantly, they've allowed fentanyl to come into our country at levels never seen before, killing hundreds of thousands of our citizens and Many very young, beautiful people destroying families. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. They are, in effect, receiving subsidies of hundreds of billions of dollars. We pay subsidies to Canada and to Mexico of hundreds of billions of dollars, and the United States will not be doing that any longer. We're not going to do it any longer. Thanks to our America First policies we're putting into place, we have had $1.7 trillion of new investment in America in just the past few weeks.
Yep.
The combination of the election,
1.7 trillion,
and our economic policies that people of SoftBank, one of the most brilliant anywhere in the world, announced a $200 billion investment. OpenAI and Oracle, Larry Ellison, announced $500 billion investment, which they wouldn't have done if Kamala had won. Apple announced $500 billion investment. Tim Cook called me. He said, I cannot spend it fast enough. It's going to be much higher than that, I believe. They'll be building their plants here instead of in China. And just yesterday, Taiwan Semiconductor, the biggest in the world, most powerful in the world, has a tremendous amount, 97% of the market, announced a $165 billion investment to build the most powerful chips on earth right here in the USA.
We are repatriating these jobs by the millions.
And we're not giving them any money. Your CHIPS Act is a horrible, horrible thing. We give hundreds of billions of dollars, and it doesn't mean a thing. They take our money and they don't spend it. All that meant to them, we're giving them no money. All that was important to them was they didn't want to pay the tariffs, so they came and they're building, and many other companies are coming. We don't have to give them money. We just want to protect our businesses and our people. And they will come because they won't have to pay tariffs if they build in America. So it's very amazing. You should get rid of the CHIP Act, and whatever's left over, Mr. Speaker, you should use it to reduce debt or any other reason you want to. Our new trade policy will also be great for the American farmer. I love the farmer. Who will now be selling.
Democrats don't. They hate farmers.
Into our home market, the USA, because nobody is going to be able to compete with you. Because there's goods that come in from other countries and companies. They're really in a bad position in so many different ways. They're uninspected. They may be very dirty and disgusting, and they come in and they pour in, and they hurt our American farmers. The tariffs will go on agricultural product coming into America, and our farmers, starting on April 2nd, it may be a little bit of an adjustment period. We had that before when I made the deal with China, $50 billion of purchases, and I said, just bear with me, and they did. They did. Probably have to bear with me again, and this will be even better. That was great. The problem with it was that Biden didn't enforce it. He didn't enforce it. $50 billion of purchases, and we were doing great, but Biden did not enforce it, and it hurt our farmers. But our farmers are going to have a field day right now. So to our farmers, have a lot of fun. I love you too. I love you too. It's all going to happen.
I just can't get over how petulant.
And I have also imposed a 25%
This guy's napping. He's taking a
on
nap.
foreign aluminum, copper, lumber, and steel, because if we don't have, as an example, steel and lots of other things, we don't have a military, and frankly, we just won't have a country very long. Here today is a proud American steelworker, fantastic person from Decatur, Alabama, Jeff Denard. Has been working at the same steel plant for 27 years in a job that has allowed him to serve as the captain of his local volunteer fire department, raised 7 children with his beautiful wife, Nicole. and over the years provide a loving home for more than 40 foster children. So great job.
Whoa. Wow. Have kids. Everybody go have kids right now.
Thank you, Jeff.
Everybody, you need to have 7 kids.
Thank you, Jeff.
Go now. Do it.
Stories like Jeff's remind us that tariffs are not just about protecting American jobs. They're about protecting the soul of our country. Tariffs are about making America rich again and making America great again, and it's happening, and it will happen rather quickly. There'll be a little disturbance, but we're okay with that. It won't be much. No, you're not. Oh. And look where Biden took us, very low, the lowest we've ever been. Jeff, I want to thank you very much, and I also want to recognize another person who has devoted herself to foster care community. She works so hard on it. A very loving person, our magnificent First Lady of the United States.
She is. I want to hear about NATO. I'm sitting here on the edge of my seat. NATO? What's happening with NATO? What about NATO?
Melania's work has yielded incredible results, helping prepare our nation's future leaders as they enter the workforce. Our First Lady is joined by 2 impressive young women, very impressive. Haley Ferguson, who benefited from the First Lady's Fostering the Future initiative and is poised to complete her education and become a teacher. And Elliston Berry, who became a victim of an illicit deepfake image produced by a peer.
Oh, no.
With Elliston's help, the Senate just passed the Take It Down Act.
Good.
And this is so important. Thank you very much,
That's
John.
that's so scary. You can use AI to make images like that of terrible. It's terrible.
Thank you all very much.
Not good.
Thank you. And thank you to John Thune and the Senate. Great job. To criminalize the publication of such images online is terrible, terrible thing. And once it passes the House, I look forward to signing that bill into law. Thank you. And I'm going to use that bill for myself, too, if you don't mind. Because nobody gets treated worse than I do online. Nobody. That's great. Thank you very much to the Senate. Thank you. But if we truly care about protecting Americans' children, no step is more crucial than securing America's borders. Over the past 4 years, 21 million people poured into the United States. Many of them were murderers, human traffickers, gang members, and other criminals from the streets of dangerous cities all throughout the world. Because of Joe Biden's insane and very dangerous open border policies, they are now strongly embedded in our country, but we are getting them out and getting them out fast.
All of them have to go. Every single one of them have to get the fuck out of the country. Pardon my language. All of them.
And I want to thank Tom Homan and Christy. I want to thank you and Paul of Border Patrol. I want to thank you. What a job they've all done. Everybody, Border Patrol, ICE, law enforcement in general is incredible. We have to take care of our law enforcement. Have to. Last year, a brilliant 22-year-old nursing student named Laken Riley, the best in her class, admired by everybody, went out for a jog on the campus of the University of Georgia. That morning, Laken was viciously attacked, assaulted, beaten, brutalized, and horrifically murdered. Laken was stolen from us by a savage illegal alien gang member who was arrested while trespassing across Biden's open southern border. And then set loose into the United States under the heartless policies of that failed administration. It was indeed a failed administration. He had then been arrested and released in a Democrat-run sanctuary city, a disaster, before ending the life of this beautiful young angel. With us this evening are Lakin's beloved mother, Allison, and her sister, Lauren.
And then the Democrats have the audacity to say, but how does it really affect you? But how does illegal immigration really impact you? Like, well, people's kids are getting murdered. People's kids are getting addicted to fentanyl and murdered and gunned down and human trafficked.
Last year, I told Lakin's grieving parents that we would ensure their daughter would not have died in vain. That's why the very first bill I signed into law as your 47th president mandates the detention of all dangerous criminal aliens who threaten public safety. It's a very strong, powerful act.
Not a single one of these Democrats stood up for the death of Laken
Riley Act. So Allison and Lauren, America will never, ever forget our beautiful Laken Hope Riley.
Not a single one of them has stood up or clapped or shown an ounce of respect.
Thank you very much. Since taking office, my administration has launched the most sweeping border and immigration crackdown in American history, and we quickly achieved the lowest numbers of illegal border crossers ever recorded. Thank you. The media and our friends in the Democrat Party kept saying we needed new legislation. We must have legislation to secure the border. But it turned out that all we really needed was a new president.
That's all it takes. He's a good president. Oh, my God.
Thank you.
What the hell was that?
Joe Biden didn't
Some type
just
of alien?
open our borders. He flew illegal aliens over them to overwhelm our schools, hospitals, and communities throughout the country. Entire towns like Aurora, Colorado, and Springfield, Ohio, buckled under the weight of the migrant occupation and corruption like nobody's ever seen before. Beautiful towns destroyed. Now, just as I promised in my inaugural address, we are achieving the great liberation of America.
Yeah, we're getting liberated from the progressives, from the Democrats.
But there
Finally.
still is much work to be done. Here tonight is a woman I have gotten to know, Alexis Nungari from Houston. Wonderful woman. Last June, Alexis's 12-year-old daughter, her precious Jocelyn, walked to a nearby convenience store. She was kidnapped, tied up, assaulted for 2 hours under a bridge, and horrifically murdered. Arrested and charged with this heinous crime are 2 illegal alien monsters from Venezuela, released into America by the last administration through their ridiculous open border. The death of this beautiful 12-year-old girl and the agony of her mother and family touched our entire nation greatly. Alexis, I promised that we would always remember your daughter, your magnificent daughter, and earlier tonight, I signed an order keeping my word to you.
That's terrible.
One thing I have learned about Jocelyn is that she loved animals so much. She loved nature. Across Galveston Bay from where Jocelyn lived in Houston you will find a magnificent national wildlife refuge, a pristine, peaceful, 34,000-acre sanctuary for all of God's creatures on the edge of the Gulf of America. Alexis, moments ago, I formally renamed that refuge in loving memory of your beautiful daughter, Jocelyn. So, Mr. Vice President, if you would, may I have the order?
This makes me want to go medieval. This activates something medieval inside of my brain. And I can't even tell you what that means.
Thank you very much. All three savages charged with Jocelyn and Lakin's murders were members of the Venezuelan prison gang, the toughest gang, they say, in the world, known as Tren de Aragua. 2 weeks ago, I officially designated this gang, along with MS-13 and the bloodthirsty Mexican drug cartels, as foreign terrorist organizations.
Great, so now we can bomb them. Seriously, yeah, that's great. So now, wherever we find them, because they are terrorists, we can use a Predator drone to destroy them.
They are now officially in the same category as ISIS, and that's not good for them.
Yep. Yep.
Countless thousands of these terrorists were welcomed into the U.S. by the Biden administration. But now every last one will be rounded up and forcibly removed from our country, or, if they're too dangerous, put in jails, standing trial in this country, because we don't want them to come back ever. With us this evening is a warrior on the front lines of that battle, Border Patrol Agent Roberto Ortiz. Great guy.
McShiggity. Hey, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
In January, Roberto and another agent were patrolling by the Rio Grande near an area known as Cartel Island. Doesn't sound too nice to me. When heavily armed gunmen started shooting at them, Roberto saw that his partner was totally exposed, at great danger, and he leapt into action, returning fire and providing crucial seconds for his fellow agent to seek safety, just barely. I have some of the prints of that event, and it was not good. Agent Ortiz, we salute you for your great courage and for your line of fire that you took, and for the bravery that you showed. We honor you, and we will always honor you. Thank you, Roberto, very much. Thank you, Roberto. And I actually got to know him on my many calls to the border. He's a great, great gentleman. The territory to the immediate south of our border is now dominated entirely by criminal cartels that murder, rape, torture, and exercise total control. Yep. They have total control over a whole nation, posing a grave threat to our national security. The cartels are waging war in America, and it's time for America to wage war on the cartels, which
Oh, what's happening? What does that mean? What does that look like?
5 nights ago, Mexican authorities, because of our tariff policies being imposed on them, think of this, handed over to us 29 of the biggest cartel leaders in their country. That has never happened before. They want to make us happy. First time ever. But we need Mexico and Canada to do much more than they've done, and they have to stop the fentanyl and drugs pouring into the USA. They're going to stop it. I have sent Congress a detailed funding request laying out exactly how we will eliminate these threats to protect our homeland and complete the largest deportation operation in American history, larger even than current record holder President Dwight D. Eisenhower, a moderate man, but someone who believed very strongly in borders. Americans expect Congress to send me this funding without delay so I can sign it into law. So, Mr. Speaker, John Thune, both of you, I hope you're going to be able to do that, Mr. Speaker. Thank you. Mr. Leader, thank you. Thank you very much. And let's get it to me. I'll sign it so fast, you won't even believe it.
We do need to pick up these deportation numbers. We need 10 times more deportations every day. We got to pick up the pace.
And as we reclaim our sovereignty, we must also bring back law and order to our cities and towns. In recent years, our justice system has been turned upside down by radical left lunatics. Many jurisdictions virtually ceased enforcing the law against dangerous repeat offenders while weaponizing law enforcement against political opponents like me. My administration has acted swiftly and decisively to restore fair, equal, and impartial justice under the constitutional rule of law, starting at the FBI and the DOJ. Pam, good luck. Cash, wherever you may be, good luck. Good luck. Pam Bondi. Good luck. So important. Going to do a great job. Cash, thank you.
Where are the Epstein files, Cash? Mrs. Bondi, Miss Bondi, Mr. Patel, give us the Epstein files. Any day now.
They've already started very strong. They're going to do a fantastic job. You're going to be very proud of them. We're also once again giving our police officers the support, protection, and respect they so dearly deserve. They have to get it. They have such a hard, dangerous job, but we're going to make it less dangerous. The problem is the bad guys don't respect the law, but they're starting to respect it, and they soon will respect it. This also includes our great fire departments throughout the country. Our firemen and women are unbelievable people, and we'll never forget them. And besides that, they voted for me in record numbers, so I have no choice.
Of course they did.
One year ago this month, 31-year-old New York police officer Jonathan Diller, unbelievably wonderful person and a great officer, was gunned down at a traffic stop on Long Island. I went to his funeral. The vicious criminal charged with his murder had 21 prior arrests, and they were rough arrests, too. He was a real bad one. The thug in the seat next to him had 14 prior arrests and went by the name of Killer. He was Killer. He killed other people, they say, a lot of them. I attended Officer Diller's service, and when I met his wife and one-year-old son, Ryan, it was very inspirational, actually. His widow's name is Stephanie, and she is here tonight. Stephanie, thank you very much, Stephanie.
That's absolutely terrible.
Stephanie, we're going to make sure that Ryan knows his dad was a true hero, New York's finest, and we're going to get these cold-blooded killers and repeat offenders off our streets, and we're going to do it fast. Got to stop it. They get out with 28 arrests. They push people into subway trains. They hit people over the head, back of the head with baseball bats. We got to get them out of here. I've already signed an executive order requiring a mandatory death penalty for anyone who murders a police officer. And tonight I'm asking Congress to pass that policy into
It should be mandatory death penalty for any illegal immigrant that kills an American. How about that? Let's escalate this a little bit. Let's send a very clear message. Let's take it a little bit further.
I'm also asking for a new crime bill getting tough on repeat offenders while enhancing protections for America's police officers so they can do their jobs without fear of their lives being totally destroyed. They don't want to be killed. We're not going to let them be killed. Joining us in the gallery tonight is a young man who truly loves our police. His name is DJ Daniel. He is 13 years old, and he has always dreamed of becoming a police officer.
DJ Daniel. There he is. There he is. Hey there.
But in 2018, DJ was diagnosed with brain cancer. The doctors gave him 5 months at most to live. That was more than 6 years ago.
Let's go, DJ. Once again, the Democrats won't even clap for a cancer-diagnosed black kid. What's happened to these Democrats?
And his dad have been on a quest to make his dream come true, and DJ has been sworn in as an honorary law enforcement officer. Actually, a number of times. The police love him. The police departments love him. And tonight, DJ, we're going to do you the biggest honor of them all. I am asking our new Secret Service Director, Sean Curran, to officially make you an agent of the United States Secret Service.
Give this kid a Gatling gun and send him down to the southern border and just let him loose. Let him loose on the border. Let's go. All right. Oh, there's our new Secret Service chief, Curran. Oh, look at that. Look at that.
Thank you, DJ. DJ's doctors believe his cancer likely came from a chemical he was exposed to when he was younger. Since 1975, rates of child cancer have increased by more than 40%. Reversing this trend is one of the top priorities for our new presidential commission to make America healthy again, chaired by our new Secretary of Health and Human Services, Robert F. Kennedy, Jr.
Whoa, put that arm down. R.A. Close one, RFK Jr. Close one.
With the name Kennedy, you would have thought everybody over here would have been cheering. How quickly they forget. Our goal is to get toxins out of our environment, poisons out of our food supply, and keep our children healthy and strong. As an example, not long ago, and you can't even believe these numbers, 1 in 10,000 children had autism, 1 in 10,000, and now it's 1 in 36.
That is
There's something
crazy.
wrong. 1 in 36. Think of that. So we're going to find out what it is, and there's nobody better than Bobby and all of the people that are working with you. Crazy. You have the best to figure out what is going on. Okay, Bobby, good luck. It's a very important job. Thank you.
It's probably a lot of things. It's not just one thing.
Thank you. My administration is also working to protect our children from toxic ideologies in our schools. A few years ago, January, Little John and her husband discovered that their daughter's school had secretly, socially transitioned their 13-year-old little girl. Teachers and administrators conspired to deceive January and her husband while encouraging her daughter to use a new name and pronouns.
God.
They, them pronoun, actually, all without telling January, who is here tonight and is now a courageous advocate against this form of child abuse. January, thank you. Thank you.
That is disgusting.
Thank you very much.
That is terrible.
Thank you. Stories like this are why, shortly after taking office, I signed an executive order banning public schools from indoctrinating our children with transgender ideology.
Thank God.
I also signed an order to cut off all taxpayer funding to any institution that engages in the sexual mutilation of our youth.
Yep. I think any doctor doing that should be criminally punished.
And now I want Congress to pass a bill permanently banning and criminalizing sex changes on children and forever ending the lie that any child is trapped in the wrong body.
Thank you.
This is a big lie.
Yes. Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Mr. President. Okay, there we go.
And our message to every child in America is that you are perfect exactly the way God made you.
Yep. That's right.
Because we're getting wokeness out of our schools and out of our military, and it's already out, and it's out of our society. We don't want it. Wokeness is trouble. Wokeness is bad. It's gone. It's gone. And we feel so much better for it, don't we? Don't we feel better? Our service members won't be activists and ideologues. They will be fighters and warriors. They will fight for our country. And Pete, congratulations. Secretary of Defense, congratulations. And he's not big into the woke movement, I can tell you. I know him well. I am pleased to report that in January, the U.S. Army had its single best recruiting month in 15 years, and that all armed services are having among the best recruiting results ever in the history of our services.
These guys are just stone-faced.
And you know, it was just a few months ago where the results were exactly the opposite. We couldn't recruit anywhere. We couldn't recruit. Now we're having the best results just about that we've ever had. What a tremendous turnaround. It's really a beautiful thing to see. People love our country again. It's very simple. They love our country, and they love being in our military again. So it's a great thing, and thank you very much. Great job. Thank you.
Yep. No more transgender furries in the military. Sorry.
We're joined tonight by a young man, Jason Hartley, who knows the weight of that call of duty. Jason's father, grandfather, and great-grandfather all wore the uniform. Jason tragically lost his dad, who was also a Los Angeles County Sheriff's deputy when he was just a boy, and now he wants to carry on the family legacy of service. Jason is a senior in high school, a 6-letter varsity athlete, a really good athlete, they say, a brilliant student with a 4.46, that's good, GPA. And his greatest dream is to attend the U.S. Military Academy at West Point.
Good luck.
And Jason, that's a very big deal getting in. That's a hard one to get into. But I'm pleased to inform you that your application has been accepted. You will soon be joining the Corps
that's
of
nice. He is going to have to lose like probably 15, 20 pounds. But I'm happy for him. Let's go. Get him in there. Let's go. He can lose it. He's going to lose it.
Thank you.
Nice young
Jason,
boy.
you're going to be on the long gray line, Jason. As Commander-in-Chief, my focus is on building the most powerful military of the future. As a first step, I'm asking Congress to fund a state-of-the-art Golden Dome missile defense shield to protect our homeland, all made in the USA.
The Golden Dome. Not an Iron Dome. It's a Golden Dome.
And Ronald Reagan wanted to do it long ago, but the technology just wasn't there, not even close. But now we have the technology. It's incredible, actually. And other places, they have it. Israel has it. Other places have it. And the United States should have it too, right, Tim, right? They should have it too. So I want to thank you. But it's a very, very important. This is a very dangerous world. We should have it. We want to be protected, and we're going to protect our citizens like never before. To boost our defense industrial base, we are also going to resurrect the American shipbuilding industry, including commercial shipbuilding and military shipbuilding.
Yeah, China has like 15 times our shipbuilding capacity right now.
And for that purpose, I am announcing tonight that we will create a new Office of Shipbuilding in the White House and offer special tax incentives to bring this industry home to America where it belongs. We used to make so many ships. We don't make them anymore very much, but we're going to make them very fast, very soon. It will have a huge impact. To further enhance our national security, my administration will be reclaiming the Panama Canal, and we've already started doing it.
That is our canal. We are taking back the canal. We built it.
Just today, a
We
large
dug
American
it.
company announced they are buying both ports around the Panama Canal and lots of other things having to do with the Panama Canal and a couple of other canals. The Panama Canal was built by Americans for Americans, not for others, but others could use it. But it was built at tremendous cost of American blood and treasure. 38,000 workers died building the Panama Canal.
38,000?
They died of malaria. They died of snake bites and mosquitoes. Not a nice place to work. They paid them very highly to go there, knowing there was a 25% chance that they would die.
Wow.
The most expensive project also that was ever built in our country's history, if you bring it up to modern day costs. It was given away by the Carter administration for $1, but that agreement has been violated very severely. We didn't give it to China. We gave it to Panama, and we're taking it back.
Let's go. That is our canal.
And we have Marco Rubio. in charge. Good luck, Marco. Now, we know who to blame if anything goes wrong. Marco's been amazing, and he's going to do a great job. Think of it, he got 100 votes. You know, he was approved with actually 99, but the 100th was this gentleman, and I feel very certain. So let's assume he got 100 votes, and I'm either very, very happy about that, or I'm very concerned about it. But he's already proven. I mean, he's a great gentleman. He's respected by everybody, and we appreciate you voting for Marco. He's going to do a fantastic job. Thank you. Thank you. He's doing a great job.
Remember the 2016 campaign trail? Roboto. Marco Roboto. Lil Marco.
I also have a message tonight for the incredible people of Greenland. We strongly support your right to determine your own future. And if you choose, we welcome you into the United States of America. We need Greenland for national security and even international security, and we're working with everybody involved to try and get it. But we need it really for international world security, and I think we're going to get it. One way or the other, we're going to get it. We will keep you safe. We will make you rich, and together we will take Greenland to heights like you have never thought possible before. It's a very small population, but very, very large piece of land, and very, very important for military security. America is once again standing strong against the forces of radical Islamic terrorism. 3.5 years ago, ISIS terrorists killed 13 American service members and countless others in the Abbey Gate bombing during the disastrous and incompetent withdrawal from Afghanistan. Not that they were withdrawing, it was the way they withdrew. Perhaps the most embarrassing moment in the history of our country. Tonight, I am pleased to announce that we have just apprehended the top terrorist responsible for that atrocity, and he is right now on his way here to face the swift sword of American justice.
Oh, wow. The swift sword of American justice. And they are browsing Instagram on their phones in the back.
And I want to thank especially the government of Pakistan for helping arrest this monster. This was a very momentous day for those 13 families who I actually got to know very well, most of them, whose children were murdered, and the many people that were so badly, over 42 people, so badly injured on that fateful day in Afghanistan. What a horrible day. Such incompetence was shown that when Putin saw what happened, I guess he said, wow, maybe this is my chance. That's how bad it was. Should have never happened. Grossly incompetent people. I spoke to many of the parents and loved ones, and they're all in our hearts tonight. Just spoke to them on the phone. We had a big call. Every one of them called, and everybody was on the line, and they did nothing but cry with happiness. They were very happy, as happy as you can be under those circumstances. Their child, brother, sister, son, daughter was killed for no reason whatsoever. In the Middle East, we're bringing back our hostages from Gaza. In my first term, we achieved one of the most groundbreaking peace agreements in generations, the Abraham Accords.
I want to hear about NATO. I want to know about NATO.
And now we're going to build on that foundation to create a more peaceful and prosperous future for the entire region. A lot of things are happening in the Middle East. People have been talking about that so much lately with everything going on with Ukraine and Russia. But a lot of things are happening in the Middle East. It's a rough neighborhood, actually. I'm also working tirelessly to end the savage conflict in Ukraine. Millions of Ukrainians and Russians have been needlessly killed or wounded in this horrific and brutal conflict with no end in sight. The United States has sent hundreds of billions of dollars to support Ukraine's defense with no security, with no anything.
Go.
Do you want to keep it going for another 5 years? Yeah, you would say Pocahontas says yes. $2,000 people are being killed every single week. More than that. They're Russian young people. They're Ukrainian young people. They're not Americans. But I want it to stop. Meanwhile, Europe has sadly spent more money buying Russian oil and gas than they have spent on defending Ukraine, by far. Think of that.
That is true.
They've spent more buying Russian oil and gas than they have defending. And we've spent perhaps $350 billion, like taking candy from a baby. That's what happened. And they've spent $100 billion. What a difference that is. And we have an ocean separating us, and they don't. But we're getting along very well with them, and lots of good things are happening. Biden has authorized more money in this fight than Europe has spent by billions and billions of dollars. It's hard to believe that they wouldn't have stopped it and said at some point, come on, let's equalize. You got to be equal to us. But that didn't happen. Earlier today, I received an important letter from President Zelensky of Ukraine. The letter reads, Ukraine is ready to come to the negotiating table as soon as possible to bring lasting peace closer. Nobody wants peace more than the Ukrainians, he said. My team and I stand ready to work under President Trump's strong leadership to get a peace that lasts. We do really value how much America has done to help Ukraine maintain its sovereignty and independence. Regarding the agreement on minerals and security, Ukraine is ready to sign it at any time that is convenient for you. I appreciate that he sent this letter, just got it a little while ago. Simultaneously, we've had serious discussions with Russia and have received strong signals that they are ready for peace. Wouldn't that be beautiful?
Zelensky should say this himself publicly, rather than having Trump read it for us. He should say it. Zelensky should say this.
Wouldn't that be beautiful? It's time to stop this madness. It's time to halt the killing. It's time to end this senseless war. If you want to end wars, you have to talk to both sides. Nearly 4 years ago, amid rising tensions, a history teacher named Mark Fogel was detained in Russia and sentenced to 14 years in a penal colony. Rough stuff. The previous administration barely lifted a finger to help him. They knew he was innocent, but they had no idea where to begin. But last summer, I promised his 95-year-old mother, Malphine, that we would bring her boy safely back home. After 22 days in office, I did just that, and they are here tonight.
That's wild. Yes, she looks great for 95. I'm not hitting on her, but you have to acknowledge she's holding up very well for being 95. I wouldn't say a day over 80. Not a day over 80.
To Mark and his great mom, we are delighted to have you safe and sound and with us. As fate would have it, Mark Fogel was born in a small rural town in Butler, Pennsylvania. Have you heard of it? Where his mother has lived for the past 78 years. I just happened to go there last July 13th for a rally. That was not pleasant. And that is where I met his beautiful mom right before I walked onto that stage. And I told her I would not forget what she said about her son. And I never did I? Never forgot. Less than 10 minutes later, at that same rally, gunfire rang out, and a sick and deranged assassin unloaded 8 bullets from his sniper's perch into a crowd of many thousands of people. My life was saved by a fraction of an inch, but some were not so lucky. Corey Comparator was a firefighter, a veteran, a Christian, a husband, a devoted father, and above all, a protector. When the sound of gunshots pierced the air, it was a horrible sound. Corey knew instantly what it was and what to do. He threw himself on top of his wife and daughters and shielded them from the bullets with his own body. Corey was hit really hard. You know the story from there. He sacrificed his life to save theirs. 2 others, very fine people, were also seriously hit. But thankfully, with the help of 2 great country doctors, we thought they were gone and they were saved. So those doctors had great talent. We're joined by Corey's wife, Helen, who was his high school sweetheart, and their 2 beloved daughters, Allison and Kaylee. Thank you.
Terrible. Terrible.
To Helen, Allison, and Kaylee, Corey is looking down on his 3 beautiful ladies right now, and he is cheering you on. He loves you. He is cheering you on. Corey was taken from us much too soon, but his destiny was to leave us all with a shining example of the selfless devotion of a true American patriot. It was love like Corey's that built our country, and it's love like Corey's that is going to make our country more majestic than ever before. I believe that my life was saved that day in Butler for a very good reason. I was saved by God to make America great again. I believe that. Thank
We're
you.
doing it. He's doing it.
Thank you very much. From the patriots of Lexington and Concord to the heroes of Gettysburg and Normandy, from the warriors who crossed the Delaware to the trailblazers who climbed the Rockies, and from the legends who soared at Kitty Hawk to the astronauts who touched the moon, Americans have always been the people who defied all odds, transcended all dangers, made the most extraordinary sacrifices, and did whatever it took to defend our children, our country, and our freedom. And as we have seen in this chamber tonight, that same strength, faith, love, and spirit is still alive and thriving in the hearts of the American people. Despite the best efforts of those who would try to censor us, silence us, break us, destroy us, Americans are today a proud, free, sovereign, and independent nation that will always be free, and we will fight for it till death. We will never let anything happen to our beloved country, because we are a country of doers, dreamers, fighters, and survivors. Our ancestors crossed a vast ocean, strode into the unknown wilderness and carved their fortunes from the rock and soil of a perilous and very dangerous frontier.
True.
They chased our destiny across a boundless continent. They built the railroads, laid the highways, and graced the world with American marvels like the Empire State Building, the mighty Hoover Dam, and the towering Golden Gate Bridge. They lit the world with electricity, broke free of the force of gravity, fired up the engines of American industry, vanquished the communists, fascists, and Marxists all over the world, and gave us countless modern wonders sculptured out of iron, glass, and steel.
Half this room is communist.
We stand on the shoulders of these pioneers who won and built the modern age. These workers who poured their sweat into the skylines of our cities. These warriors who shed their blood on fields of battle and gave everything they had for our rights and for our freedom. Now it is our time to take up the righteous cause of American liberty. And it is our turn to take America's destiny into our own hands and begin the most thrilling days in the history of our country. This will be our greatest era. With God's help, over the next 4 years, we are going to lead this nation even higher, and we are going to forge the freest, most advanced, most dynamic, and most dominant civilization ever to exist on the face of this earth. We are going to create the highest quality of life, build the safest and wealthiest and healthiest and most vital communities anywhere in the world. We are going to conquer the vast frontiers of science, and we're going to lead humanity into space and plant the American flag on the planet Mars and even far beyond.
You could actually hear Elon Musk freaking out in the audience when he said that. He's the one that said, yeah.
And through it all, we are going to rediscover the unstoppable power of the American spirit. And we are going to renew unlimited promise of the American dream. Every single day, we will stand up and we will fight, fight, fight for the country our citizens believe in and for the country our people deserve. My fellow Americans, get ready for an incredible future, because the golden age of America has only just begun. It will be like nothing that has ever been seen before. Thank you, God bless you, and God bless America.
All right. Did you see the Democrats in pink there scurrying to get out of the room as quickly as possible? Just booking it. Yep. Roaching it. There we go. Goodbye. So there wasn't really a big bombshell, was there? We had been told that there was going to be a massive bombshell, some massive breaking news tonight. It didn't really happen. There it goes.
Thank you very much. Great job. Thank you. Great honor. Thank you.
All right, there you have it. Andrew Kraft here now in the anchor chair with some of the recap of what we just heard for a little over an hour and 40 minutes. President Trump touching on so many key focal points that you have heard him discuss throughout the last 43 days, including tariffs, including the illegal immigration crisis, including crime.
I need to go pee.
The wars between Israel
Everybody
and
go
Hamas
pee.
and Russia and Ukraine.
I'll be back in 90 seconds. Then we can hang out a little bit, okay? Then I'll be right back.
Heard from President Trump and candidate Trump as well. You see him there greeting members of the Supreme Court, members of his cabinet, senators as well, as he makes his way out of the House chamber there. We're going to keep this shot up because we have joining us now my colleague Austin Westfall here in the Live Now newsroom, and our friend there at 24 Site News, Tom LoBianco, who helped us get through the 2024 campaign season here. I'm just going to bring down the audio there on the House floor. I'm going to ask Tom this first. You know, Tom, a lot of these speeches, sometimes they're about, or most times they're about, the theatrics and the showbiz quality and the partisan antics, so to speak, because you can make the argument that this was somewhat of a, cookie cutter Trump speech. We've heard him say a lot of these things before, but some of the antics being proffered there by some of these Democrats. I'm talking about Al Green, the Democrat of Texas, who was escorted out of the chamber by the Sergeant at Arms. Does that redound to Democrats in their favor at all? You and I have discussed so much how the Democratic brand right now is in trouble, is in question. Did they do themselves any favors with that tonight, Tom?
Well, remains to be seen, especially with Al Green. Remember that Al Green back in 2017 was the first member of Congress to file articles of impeachment against then President Trump in the first term. But you kind of expect.
All right, let's get cozy here a little bit. Turn on some cozy music. We can talk and hang out. Hold up, you guys have a problem with my chair? What is wrong with my chair? Do you really think there's something wrong with this? Is that really a problem? I don't know. Maybe. I've been sitting in this chair for 8 years. 8 years sitting in this thing. I got it for $50 at Costco almost a decade ago. What can I say, man? Like, I don't, if it ain't broke, you don't need to replace it. I mean, and it's only kind of broke, so whatever. Yeah, so anyway, let's talk about the speech. There was not a bombshell. There was nothing really that crazy that was given to us. We're not going to start bombing Mexico. We're not pulling out of NATO. Really, it was just kind of like he was doing sort of a victory lap. He was talking about all of the great things that he has done so far. And by the way, he has done a lot of great things so far. There's no doubt about that. And so we're kind of reiterating on all of that, but nothing new, really. Hate to say he got the terrorist. Yeah, that's true. The terrorist that was in charge of sieging the Kabul airport whenever Biden pulled us out of Afghanistan. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I'm going to buy a new chair. Now you guys have made me feel guilty. Now I'm feeling bullied. I'm feeling a little bit sensitive right now. And so you know what? I'm going to go get a new chair. Great. You guys have shamed me into getting a new chair. Great. Now I can't stop thinking about it. Now I'm self-conscious. Now I can't get it out of my head. All I'm thinking about is this chair. Great. Everyone, great. Hi, Merlis. Hi, Merlis. Hi, Avescu, a.k.a. Purim. Memo Gamboa. Take the dog's chair. That's a good chair. It's a good chair. It's from IKEA, but it just kind of doesn't work as an office chair. It is a good chair, though. I will tell you, that chair that we got, it's from IKEA, like I said. That chair does not work for fat people. If you are, like, that chair has a weight capacity. On YouTube, I saw it was a compilation of fat people breaking that chair in half. If you're fat, that chair is a death trap. So, beware. Be cautious. No fat people allowed. I feel like a lot of IKEA furniture is maybe not the highest quality anyway, though. So that's just kind of standard for IKEA, I guess. How old am I? I am 31. I'm 31. I was born in 1993, December of 1993. 31. I feel older than that though. Some days I feel 90. Am I in Oregon? No. So do you guys? Dude, we have so many new people here tuning in. New viewers on YouTube. You guys don't even know my origin story. New viewers on YouTube. Oh, shut up. Shut up, Matt Morse. I was raised in the Portland, Oregon area. I've been in the Portland, Oregon area my entire life. I've been living in Washington, in Western Washington now for about 4 years. So pretty much the same area, within an hour or two. I was actually born in Japan. My parents were teaching English in Japan for 3 or 4 years, and then they had me, and then they moved back to the U.S. What else can I tell you guys? I don't know. That's it. I guess that's it. That's all there is to me. And I'm going to buy a new chair. And someday, I'm going to buy a new chair. My wife is a German woman. I have a lovely German wife. We met each other playing World of Warcraft, playing video games, online video games. And we've been married now for 5 years. Almost 5 years, I think, probably. We have two lovely kids. We have a daughter who is almost 4 and a son who is almost 2. And we're going to be having more. I think the tentative goal is to have 4 kids, but maybe we'll have 5. You want to come say, yeah, guys, my beautiful wife is going to come downstairs and you guys can say hi to her. I mean, hey, do you guys want to say hi to her and my son? It's up to you guys. I guess if you guys don't care, then it doesn't matter, but if you want, I guess you guys can say hi. Yeah? Okay. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, bring out the wife. Bring out the son. Give them a minute. Production is struggling behind this. Oh, there they are. Okay. All right. First off, well, give me the big fat boy. Oh, look at this. Look at this big fat boy. Oh, he thinks the microphone is a robot, and so he says beep boop, beep boop, beep boop, beep boop. He thinks it's a robot. Yeah, that's Papa over there on the computer screen. Mama. There's Mama. And there's my beautiful. And this, Sie sind meine Frau aus Deutschland. Hello, hello. And my chubby boy. What's Sophia doing? Watching a movie? Yeah, she's hanging out. Beep boop. Beep boop. Beep boop. There you have it. All right. Well. Oh, here. Let me tell him something. So, every couple. Every couple months, you take your children to the doctor, and they measure them. They see how tall they are, how fat they are. They see how big their head is. You see, Mama? This boy is like the tallest, fattest, biggest head baby ever. He's in like the 100th percentile on every single metric for his age. He's the fattest, biggest, tall. He's like a gargantuan. Beep boop. All right, I can barely lift him. Oh, he's too heavy. All right, goodbye. Bye-bye. So there's that. So there they are. Great people. We love those people. Great people. We need to have a couple more kids though. 2. We need to have at least 4. At least 4. So I want you to know, okay? I think a lot of online content creators, the support they get, they go out, they buy a Lamborghini, they buy a mansion, they're doing cocaine, they're partying. No. We are building an army. We are building an army of super German-American super babies, and we are destroying progressivism. We are destroying progressivism, and we're building an army of German-American super babies. So that's really all that we do. Paste. There we go. What more? What more can you ask for? You can have more than 5. Well, listen. It's up to her. It depends on how she feels. You know, she so far she has agreed. She has agreed to 4, and then we'll see how we feel about that later on. Uberkinder, mein Uberkinder. That's right. My super kids. The super kids. Matt chuckles at dog whistles. What is a dog whistle about this? What, acknowledging that my kids are half German, half American? Oh my God, you must be a Nazi. Your wife is a German? Oh my God, that's a dog whistle. Shut up. Shut up, idiot. Stupid idiot. Anyway, I have a stuffy nose. Blow my nose here. Our daughter is almost 4, so we have a 4-year-old daughter and a 2-year-old, almost 2-year-old son. Glad you're a real person. I am a real person. One of the most common comments I get on the YouTube videos is, "Oh, this guy's AI. I think he's AI." Can I show you? Can I show you guys something cool? Check this out, everybody. Okay, when I show you something, I want you all to say, "Wow." You say "wow" in the chat. Okay, get ready. Oh. Okay, my bad. Hold up. Wrong scene. Wait. My bad. There. Okay. Wow. Look. Whoop. Wow. Crazy, right? It's like magic. Goodness. Goodness gracious. When we first got married, my wife and I, we spent maybe the first 2 years of our marriage trying to figure out, where do we want to live? Because you know, I work from home. I was streaming, and now I'm doing YouTube. We're doing the YouTube thing here. So I work from home. I work remotely, you know, whatever you want to call it. So we can kind of live anywhere we want. And the United States, it's a big place. There's 50 states. You might have heard about some of them. And Europe is a big place too. There's all different countries. And so she's an EU citizen. So we could live anywhere in Europe. We could live anywhere in the US, I guess, because I don't have any work obligations. I can live anywhere. And we have decided, after many years of deliberating, we want to live in North Idaho. So right now we're saving up, we're getting ready. Right now we live in Washington, but I think in the next year or 2, we're making the move up to North Idaho. Seems like a very nice place. Nice place to be. Beautiful, yeah, very beautiful. Also, here's my big problem with Washington. Washington is beautiful. Oregon is beautiful. But these 2 states, Oregon and Washington, are completely controlled, politically dominated by incompetent progressives. And anybody from Oregon, anybody from Washington, you know what I'm saying is true. It's a big problem. If we didn't have this political problem in Oregon and Washington, these would be the best places. Like, it's awesome. Oregon and Washington are beautiful. California, beautiful. But it's a problem. And so, well, here's the problem, right? I'm going to be a father for the okay. let me rephrase this. I'm going to be raising children, teenagers, whatever, for the next 20 or 25 years of my life. I'm a young father now. We're going to keep on having kids. And I get it. Fight. You got to flip Oregon. We got to flip Washington. Maybe someday. But right now it's like, I don't want to raise young kids in a state like Washington. There are some big problems. Parenting in states like this, there are some, in fact, this was like probably 4 years ago, maybe 3 years ago, Washington state passed state legislation saying that, God, how can I best explain this? Pretty much, if you have a school counselor or a teacher at the school that your child is attending, and the teacher or the school counselor gets it in your kid's head that they are trans, and then your kid runs away, the state government doesn't have to return your kid back to you. The state government has these like trans youth protection laws. If a kid runs away from their parents because they're trans, then the state doesn't actually have to give the kid back to you. And so this was passed in Washington state 3 or 4 years ago. And it's like this, so this is my point. It's not a safe environment to raise kids when the state government is willing to kidnap your goddamn kids from you, right? So that is a problem. That's an irreconcilable issue. So, big issue. And then I look, okay, so my wife and I have an issue. We love, this is going to sound very nerdy, maybe you guys can relate or not, or understand or not, I'm not sure, but we really value a specific type of nature, a specific type of forest that pretty much only the Pacific Northwest has. So, Florida's a great state, Texas is great, Tennessee, there's a lot of great states in the country, but not all of them have this specific nature that we really like. These Douglas fir, these Pacific Northwest style forests are they're really important. I like them a lot. I don't think I could ever live in a place that didn't have that. It's very important to me. And so it's like, well, you have Northern California, that's a no-go. You have Oregon, love Oregon, was raised there, but it's a no-go. Washington, beautiful, great, it's a no-go. British Columbia, Canada, we're not living in Canada. Alaska, we thought about it. It's just probably not for us for some different reasons. But Northern Idaho State is very conservative. It's very red. And also, like, going a little bit more detail here. Like I said, we are raising children and teenagers for the next 20 years. I'm 31, my wife is 29 or something, whatever she is. Anyway, we're raising kids for the next 20 years or so. So I'm not concerned if a state is red or blue now. I'm concerned with, I am, but like bigger picture than that. I'm concerned with what direction is the state going, okay? Is Washington going to get bluer or redder over the next 20 years? Probably getting bluer. There's no reason to believe that Washington is going to snap out of this progressive insanity. Oregon, probably the same deal to a little bit of a lesser extent. Idaho, I think, is safe. I think Idaho for 20 years is going to be safe. Idaho is probably the most conservative state in the country. Well, like at least it's up there, right? It's like top 5, maybe top 3. So we feel good about Idaho. We're raising a family there. You raise kids there. So we're moving. We're not there yet, but we're moving someday. As long as you guys keep watching my YouTube videos, we'll move up there. We'll move up there someday. Someday. Born in Oregon, live in Alaska. I haven't actually been to Alaska. I've got friends up there. Alaska seems nice. I think Alaska just might be a little bit too like out there for us, maybe. Also, here's another problem is that, my wife's half of the family, they are all in Germany. So we've got German family in Rhineland Falls in Western Germany. And then my family is here in the Washington, Oregon area. And so, we can't be in the middle of nowhere because her family visits, and we visit Germany, and they're coming, and we're going, and so, you know, we have to kind of be still a little bit like by an airport, or, you know, so that's also a part of the equation. A little bit. Stuttgart, nice. Wunderbar. The gay side of Germany. Western Germany, aka the gay side of Germany. Yeah, some people would say so. No, my wife is from a very, very small German town in the middle of nowhere German countryside. Her town has probably 2,000 people. And like I said, we were playing online video games. We met playing video games. And then we linked up, and now we're married. So just a freak chance. Somehow it happened. Video game. World of Warcraft brought us together. World of Warcraft. She was a priest and I was a warlock. And that's how it happened. It's like the Avril Lavigne song. She was a priest. He was a warlock. Could it be any more obvious? And that's what happened. Anyway. It's getting late. I probably need to wrap it up before the kids go to bed. I really appreciate everybody tuning in. I am astounded that we had I think I saw 2,700 people tuning into the stream, having a great time. So I really appreciate it, guys. Thank you a lot. We had a bunch of new people subscribing and following, and they were also gifting subscriptions. So I really there's been a ton of support. I appreciate it a lot. Thank you. You know what I should do? Gosh, what's the best way to do this? I think this is going to work. If you guys use Facebook, I have made a community Facebook page. There's a link to that. And then also I'm going to link my X page. If you guys use X or Twitter, there's a link for that too. You guys can follow and join it all up. So thank you guys very much. I'm not sure exactly when I'm going to do another stream. Of course, I do videos every single day, but as far as the next live stream, I have no idea. I think it's probably a good idea. Anytime there is a big speech or something, something exciting going on, I'll go live in the evening and we can do it together. So, but tomorrow there will be more videos. There's always more videos. So thank you guys very much. I appreciate it, guys. Thank you all very much. I appreciate it, ladies and gentlemen. I'll have videos for you tomorrow, and thank you all very much for tuning in tonight. So I am signing off. Take care, everyone. Do I have blue sky? No, I don't have blue sky, but I am leaving. So have a good night.